still looking incredibly good. Did we see any of the Aghanim shards? Because she's got like a blade flurry now. AoE, break, damage, all sorts of daggers flying around. Pretty damn good. No DP here though, something which Nigma were toying around with position 5 for Kuroki, but also the mid lane for Wii. You know, getting that additional movement speed makes her seem really good at rotating and in these kind of fast-paced team fights. But for now, neither team opting to go that direction.
Turn to back.
And with Mars Band, we do still go for the Linus Lardar, the good old classic.
Ten seconds remaining. Navi's turn to ban. OG's turn to ban.
Yeah.
We're in that lane.
And then going into like mid-game, late game, Aghanim Shard on Troll, I believe he dispels with one of his axes, or both of his axes have some form of dispel, so he can get rid of Corrosive Haze, which is something that you kind of rely on as the Slardar to burst through some of these Agi heroes. So do you reckon OG gets rid of the PA still? PA Slardar is an insane combination still.
It is. I think you need to get rid of that. Take a look at that Prophet first that you mentioned. It's sick combination. You know, just that minus armor with the ghosts.
Yeah, it's real good with the silence as well. Having AoE silence up against Mag and Phoenix. Relying on their team fight ultis very often. But it's still shades of the last match, right? Mag, Phoenix, very good at defending the farming triangles and areas where you've got choke points on the map. Very good at guarding your safe lane carry while they're kind of tucked away in the pocket, farming away until Christmas.
The map hasn't changed. The gold formula, the XP formula has not been changed, so that's really good in my opinion when we have all these things combined with the new items, new tier items, like the abilities and training. That is a complete mess. I feel right now it's much easier to play like the B05, even though the patch arrived yesterday, because they can adjust to those changes.
Phantom Assassin.
So that's the PA. But yeah, you're right. I've tried to explain, you know, to people who don't play Dota or don't know esports, what happens when patches in Dota come out. And very often with those things you mentioned, with XP changes, map changes, it's kind of like in football where you change the football into a triangle and the goalposts, you know, turn into two big dragons you're going to try and take out from the sky. The game completely changes.
Football, yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
But, you know, with this change, it feels more like an extension of the patch. You know, of course, new items, changes to heroes and things, but it's still the same base game that hasn't really been modified too much.
I mean, what mana will shift?
Is it Kung Fu Soccer?
Kung Fu Soccer, yeah, or football, whatever you want to call it. Not sure.
But there's a
what the
movie,
original.
Shaolin
Soccer, yeah.
That
that's
movie
it.
was exceptional.
There's also a video game, like, I don't know which console it was on, it's like one of those, like, the...
Yes, Red Card.
I can't remember, I don't know the name, but it had all these, like, Kung Fu effects that you could use during a football match.
Yeah, it was Red Card on GameCube. I loved that game. Like, you get a special power-up where you've got the little bar where you get, you know, your meter up after doing tackles and fouls and stuff. Then suddenly you're, you know, fly-kicking people in the face.
This is what we get if Tusk gets picked up.
Yeah. Or if you get the Aghanim Shard on Darkseer, right? You get that nice little text effect with his normal punch. Walrus punch, walrus kick up against normal punch of Darkseer. But anyway, OG dipping a little bit into their time here for that third pick. What do we want? Troll gone, Void gone, Terrorblade banned out. What's another carry that you'd want with the Magnus and power?
I'm just
We've seen a bit of PL recently. PL against PA? Does that feel good?
Not really. I mean, you don't want to buy MKB. Maybe they're looking for something that has built-in brake mechanic. There's a couple of brake mechanics added. Viper still has it, and yeah, Viper felt really strong yesterday, especially in the laning stage when Alliance played against
Navi's
who was
turn
it?
to pick.
Enigma. Okay.
Okay, potentially
He played
some matchup build.
Yeah, I mean, this probably combination actually, you know, just removes that Empower, removes the Fire Spirit when used defensively, so actually they're swapping things around. Gyrocopter safe lane, most likely, and they wanted to get a ranged hero, once again, that is not affected by Slaughter so much in the lane stage, because Slaughter just crushes the melee heroes.
5 seconds.
And then you can Fate Edict Oracle against the magic damage builds. You know, if it is Gyro or Puck going for that kind of E-Blade, Veil, we saw, I believe, going for the Gyrocopter magic build in that series earlier against NAVI. Fate Edict so good at just nullifying that magic damage completely. And then the saves onto the Phantom Assassin, who is your single core.
10 seconds
A nice little
remaining.
grab for them. Where is this all going though for OG?
seconds
Because that Puck comes out
Turn
after
to
the
battle.
Gyrocopter, and then you're kind of thinking that Puck's mid for Thompson, Gyro there for LTW. Do you then expect Magnus 3 for
Magnus 3, Phoenix 5. OG has been playing Phoenix as a position 5, and I think you can do so much, especially with the new shard introduction, where you will get the
10
farm.
seconds
You can
remaining.
stack so much easier with it, and you just give farm to Gyrocopter
seconds
and
remaining.
Magnus, so looks really good. Looks like Phoenix will be played more as a 5, that's just my guess, considering the changes that we've seen. So they need the position 4 hero that's paired up with Magnus. I don't think they can put
Navi
too much
is
pressure
turn to battle.
on Phantom Assassin Oracle with Mag +1. But
That's why Navi went for
Clockwork.
Earth Spirit.
yeah, Clockwork feels also okay. I wouldn't mind Tusk, just to have one saving ability. And Saksa is back, so this hero looked
10
extremely good
seconds
on him.
remaining.
Should also be like a Shadow Demon, so that they have like a
5
real
seconds
save.
remaining.
And some very targeted bans there from OG. Doom and Zeus. Mentioning that at the very beginning of the series here, that Iceberg has been popping off with those two heroes in particular. Shadow Fiend's still out there for him if he still considers that as viable. Lots of minus armor would definitely be coming out from the SF if they want to grab him up. But OG have to pick first. So they have
10
potentially showed their
seconds
3
remaining.
cores, and like you're saying, Saksa, his final hero, going to be rounding out their
5
draft for them.
seconds remaining.
Tons of team play from OG, though, right?
Navi is turn to
Loads of it, and there's the Tusk for you.
Yeah, loving the Tusk. I just feel this hero brings so much. And finally, Frozen Sigil. That item slot in the cosmetics, we're gonna get the use of that. So I'm really happy about it.
Do you
It's
still
back
have
to
the
shard
Vici
upgrade.
Gaming one?
I don't have it. I don't have it, but
5
for those who
seconds
have it, we'll find a good use for it. And it's also a save. It also gives them like more rotating potential. Tag team is extremely powerful. So yeah, I mean, it's also a true strike against the Phantom Assassin's blur, so you always have that kind of guaranteed hit with the Walrus Punch.
Guaranteed catch for it. And Dream Coil, Call Down, RP, Supernova. Navi are going to have difficulties here, skirting in and out of team fights. Phantom Strike, of course, PA will be able to kind of dodge in and out. But it feels like once Slardar commits, he's kind of in there and potentially stuck. So it would be nice to see another hero that can maybe lay it on with counter initiation of some kind.
Could be just a casual Dragonite pick for late stage against the Puck. The damage is a bit limited. There's no real damage that comes out once Dragonite gets a BKB. Like there is RP, something that Dragonite's really not afraid of, especially if he pops the BKB before that RP. So it's a decent Dragonite game out.
Yeah, like Storm is the other one that Iceberg's played
Not
a
really.
lot, but well, that's the counter initiation. That's what I wanted. That's the hero that's going to put a stop to the team fight combos of OG. I like it.
He can snowball. I mean, and if he's paired up with the Slardar in the mid-game fights, the pure damage from Blaze, it's gonna hurt quite a lot. I'm a bit worried because they're relying so much in general to have a good time, and this time around he's playing with the range hero, so like in this game you need to get an earlier Blink Dagger, like you need to go for it, then you might go back to Hood, but it's gonna be very hard for Navi to start fights because your mid lane is Silencer, he's more counter-reactive, same goes for Oracle. Lina position 4 can't really just engage into a team fight to use LSA, so Navi, they need to secure Slardar's lane. I think that's the biggest part, like top lane
cute little plays you can do with like Fortune's End, Phantom Assassin diving in and maybe catching people like that. But I think you're absolutely right. General, he is that one hero that stars fights and end fights for NAVI. Try and get that Blink Dagger at a reasonable timing. And then he'll need, Blink and BKB as the game progresses just to try and keep himself in the running. Game 1 of this best of 5. OG up against NAVI. RTW Gyrocopter going to be coming out here. Very likely paired up with Phoenix. And there's Slardar, the big man, the main hero for NAVI. Very nice that Icefrog decided to put him at the front. Pivotal. Off lane catch hero.
That'll learn ya!
Prepare for battle.
Wow, that'll learn ya!
What is happening here? They're both walked into each other's nighttime in the Dota 2 world. A 3-man Light Strike array. That's great from the Lina, but Thompson knows they're still chasing General. They're trying to get the first blood, but a 2-man crush there. Slardar stops in their tracks and to bring down the Phoenix. Great start, another big Light Strike array. Here's another +2 for Iceberg, and another one +6 incoming. Saxon's down. Must be a cracking start. Okay, you gave up General. Huge kills.
That it's nighttime, so we can, plant some wards, we can keep fighting the smokes and everything, and this shows, like, Silencer starting up with 6 extra intelligence, which means more damage, which also means more mana generation, so pretty good.
Yeah, I can't believe it. That is great for Iceberg. He's probably laughing to himself right now, getting tips as well. And we'll see our lanes and how they pan out, because Saxa is up top with Seb, the Tusk, and the Magnus. Taking a look at that safe lane from the PA and the Oracle. Mid lane, of course, we see here Thompson on the puck, and that build that he's been going recently, the double null Urn with the E-Blade coming, facing against Iceberg, Silencer. And down bottom lane, General Slardar with the Roger Lina. They've been crushing it as this dual lane off lane against No Tail and ILTW. Phoenix and Gyro. There's a lot of magic damage from OG.
I came a long
It is.
way. You die.
This is something that General does when he's playing into range hero. Doesn't get the bash, but starts with the Slithering Crush, so it's easy setup for Lina to land an LSA. And to go back to the talk about intelligence steal, he stole 2 extra intelligence from Puck, and he gained 6, so that's 8 difference in damage already on a mid lane.
Yeah, look at that. Puck at 59 +2, of course, there's some Glaives of Wisdom there. So what's it, 60?
Yeah!
And 67 over on Iceberg. Good old beginning for him. Top lane always want to fly, going to get tag teamed and Shockwave back into the waiting arms, and that big old hammer of Sam's Magnus. OG striking back, claiming a little bit more momentum, at least in that top lane. Not an easy one for Oracle PA. It's a very kind of passive defensive lane until maybe they hit level 3 and Oracle's burst damage comes into play.
I thought that's going to be a bit different. Like, PA should still get the farm. They might get a kill or 2 on the Oracle, especially if he's out of position, but decent start. Saxa died once, which kind of cripples him. Losing that 1 intelligence is a pretty big deal for Tusk.
Nice shots.
Dire's middle tower.
There's the skewer.
Good skewer. They don't keep the tag team going. Always want to fly. He's got to burn through a salve himself. Will stick around in the lane. And peeking down to bottom, Light Strike array from Roger, clipping ILTW. In general, it looks like they've done a bit of a wave drag back here, try and secure a bit more safe experience and farm for the Slardar. But he's had a pretty good start so far.
Mid lane, rotation from Tusk. Just kidding, it gets stopped by Fortune's End. He wanted to go on Silencer. It's an easy setup with the Ice Shards and a tag team. They want to, give Buck some advantage because Silencer got his already at the start.
I mean, Thompson's chipping him down. Okay, the salve is there from Iceberg, defensively by his tower. So we'll be alright as the shards come top lane, well placed by Saxa. Blocking always want to fly, but Seb too low to commit onto the Oracle. Very, very spooky laning stage here. Both teams really looking for that killer edge. Rogers fake pumping Light Striker A's bottom as well. They're doing a great job here, zoning out both No-Tail and RTW, so General can continue, with a double bracer into boots he's got, that'll allow him to get straight into the blink, but Rogers being initiated on. Homing missile does donk him on the head, but General bodyguards his Lina.
General is the off-lane god. Like, I saw his Clockwork in the previous series. He had triple bracer, a casual gauntlet of strength, and strength power treads on Clockwork. So, look at it, just a double bracer. It sounds really silly, but the amount of regeneration and stats that you get is pretty good. LTW needs to be careful with the courier. Lina might take it out.
Roger, yeah, blocking up the camp, spots the courier, but it's a little too late and a bit far away. And now top lane again, this time it's Seb that's in a spot bother. Pops his stick in the fairy fire and doesn't actually tick down.
Radiant's middle tower
That final
is under
right-click
attack.
projectile from the Oracle followed him all the way across. And then in that mid lane, Thompson grabs the arcane rune, salves up, so Iceberg's got a long walk back to Fountain. All down at bottom, RTW pops his stick, turns and fights. General still in the middle of it all, but they're bursting through Roger's HP pool. Fairy Fire still available, and he pops it to survive through the fiery spirits.
Now OG's out of region on the bottom. Alright, courier from No-Tail has one sal, so he will pop that on ILTW just to give him some more lane presence.
Yeah, their sticks are empty as well. Now keep bursting through them. It looks like Roger's going to have to wander himself back to the double bounty runes and probably go home.
Nice burn.
He's bringing out a salve though, so could stick around.
Puck is level 6, so Navi needs to be careful about rotation coming out from Tusk. They need to be ready with a TP. Lina is low on HP, so she can't do it. Brings a healing salve.
And Puck nearly has that urn. It really is that kind of level 6, level 7, double null urn, and then make the rotation to get charges on it for Thompson Puck.
I just hope it's not a double urn build.
Hey, was it Wind Ranger for Seb that bought it?
Yeah. Bide it. You're in...
Bide it.
Yeah.
Native
That's
speaker, by the
something
way.
I would say.
Whoopsie. Just a bit of lag in my brain, It happens. I've read too many patch notes. I don't know how to use my words anymore.
Rotation.
Roger's dying. Yeah, there's the shards.
Right.
Secures it for
Remind me
RTW.
of my old boss!
There's also a nice little play by Always Want to Fly top, stopping Seb from dragging that wave across. And both teams securing the runes. Always Want to Fly realizes it isn't top, so Thompson gets a regen to refill. And to clear the camp, actually. Keeps it going for a Waning Rift and an Orb.
Dire
And Tusk
are
made a move
scanning.
so that, gives Magnus room to be in the jungle, because cannot really lane top against two heroes. They have a way to stop the TP.
Does get spotted under the dire ward though, so the observer from Saxa probably going to get removed. Still gets a good shout on mid, and there's a Dream Coil tag team onto Iceberg. TP coming in. Seems too little too late. They global silence the Fairy Fire, and Iceberg, he's away from there. General with the crush. 4 heroes from OG come in, dive
Great
forward.
dive.
Iceberg needs to dive, and No-Tail, he's chasing for it. Finally secures the kill. Mid lane silence are down, and Thompson not just with the orb, just leaving No-Tail. So maybe trying to fight a neutrals, he's never going to make it, but both General and Roger there.
Is under attack.
It's still worth it for them, because they got some damage on the tower. Iceberg hesitating with that global silence. Like he was, do I pop it straight away? He gave like half a second to Puck to be able to respond with the Banning Rift. Fairy Trinket picked up by Mag. That's Puck's item, because it gives spell damage and mana cost reduction. Sounds like a very cool tier 1 item, yeah. And 100 HP on top of that.
Yeah, the 100 HP for a squishy hero like Puck. Very impressive. And trusty shovel straight away from Thompson. A free kobold. How much gold? 7 gold.
7 is the lucky number.
Sure is. 777s, that's what you want. It's bottom lane, Roger. Thinking about the light strike array, but again, that homing missile just chasing through to him. Securing yet another kill for ILTW, who is left alone down here while diving into mid, No Tail and Thompson. They've got a coil, not throwing it towards the Slardar, and he's going to grab an Arcane Rune for his troubles.
While all this is happening, Phantom Assassin, no one is even close. Check the net worth, 4.2k, while the
Radiant's
second
top tower
has
is under
3,000. Jeez, that's actually huge.
And Vichi's item build here, we saw him going for that Ring of Tarask earlier on, but where's that item now, Lacoste?
Deleted. I was about to, say something stupid, say he didn't need it this time, because there wasn't too much pressure and was playing with Oracle, but that item is out.
It's gone, so replaced by the double Ring of Regen that the PA's picked up.
Also, Ring of Regen got nerfed. 1.5 to 1.25.
So that's why he's got two of them, yeah? Make up a bit of difference. PA rushing towards Battle Fury. Oh, another shovel there. This time Roger, the first use, gets a bounty rune.
Balanced. One team gets Cabal, the other team gets it.
Oil mid. Global silence in return. ILTW and Sax are both here though, and they're looking for it with the cooldown. Fate Edict on the Sansa, going to dodge away from all magical damage. Fortune then comes. Iceberg still being tagged up by Saxa, and the three-hero gang squad arrives. ILTW, first rotation at level 6, and he makes it worth it.
And Thompson taking bottom to help out. No Tail.
Trying to burn
They
through
get
general.
Earn and the overtime damage. Let's see, one more orb.
In 2
And OG's
seconds.
playing so low right now.
Oh, General. He couldn't escape, so tried to turn to get some CS on his way out. 7 to 5. I mean, net worth-wise, it's very close, but it feels like OG are kind of dictating where the map movements are going and what's happening in the game.
And this is the difference, like, when we talk about the draft, the mid-hero, Silencer got those 3 assists from the start and just died twice, because he doesn't have any escape mechanism. There's also Silence that he needs to play against. And maybe Dragonite would have been a better choice, where they can, have a stronger laner, and he doesn't care too much about those rotations. Much more tankier, and this is the hero that scales better than the Silencer.
Now look at all these stacks. Big bank built up here by Lena. Oh, is Roger going to take it? He'll look towards that medium camp. Large camp, plenty of gold left there for the PA to come and take. But they need to defend this, and I think OG have a very good idea of what's happening as they make a move onto Oracle, snaps the coil, Fate Edict on him, so difficult to keep pushing damage forward, but Thompson's there with the urn, the homing missile's coming, and a dominating streak for ILTW. Light Strike Array clipping Thompson on the way through though, now a dive forward, and the Sunrise is they absolutely do, Iceberg. ILTW, this gyrocopter is annihilating Na'Vi.
Very aggressive play from OG. Like, they are bringing their carry. They see that, Phantom Assassin is not going to be joining fight, just prefers to farm. Silencer feels very weak. And Thompson, like every single time his coil is ready, he goes for a target. And this urn gives him that extra bit of kill potential. That's something that he needs. But what is that item that he's going for? Witchblade.
Witchblade?
has fallen.
Yep.
What does it do?
It gives attack speed, intelligence, projectile speed, some armor, and causes your next attack to apply poison for 3 seconds. 25% slow, and one time your intelligence adds a damage every second. Sounds good. I've seen it on Dead Prophet yesterday when we played it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, some of these new items, maybe, I was thinking about, Null Tally's Embraces, the way that Wraithband used to be Aquila, Null Tally used to be, Into the Veil and stuff like that, but they've got completely new early game items. I'll come back to this in a second, because Seth, being hounded by Na'Vi, throws the RP, and the gyro's in the vicinity. They'll leave the Magus to die. Everyone there from Na'Vi.
Magnus getting very close to his Blink Dagger on top of Double Razor, Magic Wand, and Arcane Boots. Seth is so farmed.
He really is, yeah. 4th in net worth, ahead of the Silencer by about 1,000 gold. Yeah, these early game items, now what do you think about them? The Orb of Corrosion, this Witchblade, there's also the fluffy hat that builds into some like Falcon Blade and stuff like that.
A Witchblade seems like a good item, like it gives you pretty much what you need. You know, some attack speed on the mid laners, the intelligence ones that can scale. It gives you some armor, especially against the Witchblade. And the Slaughter in this game, General, yeah, he's very, very dead.
He was playing around with Saxa, who snowball dodged it, and the rest of OG arrived. Just behind them, though, Vichin is clearing through the ancient stacks that OG had made. Battle Fury, of course, done for that Phantom Assassin, so accelerating very quickly. 7k net worth up now. And then TPing out as RTW will be like, oh, my stacks have gone. And that's all enabled by that deep observer ward on the high ground. Comes out with Navi.
I see Magnus going for Horn Toss, new ability from the Shard, which tosses people into the air for 0.6 seconds. They also have a Walrus Punch that tosses you into the air. Always want to fly, might get his wish granted.
Well, the Laguna Blade Saxa, a little bit too far forward. Navi really are playing as a 5-man unit. Global Silence to try and save General there as the skewer was coming. Good cancel, so Seth couldn't pick off General Slardar. And a nice crush there with the Silence as well. They've caught out Slipping over to maybe win this fight still. Focusing it down low, and Iceberg would always want to fly, get the job done. A double kill for the Silencer. Up to 12, permanent Angie stolen now.
Dire's top tower is
And I feel like the big factor here is still this V-Tune Phantom Assassin, 303, untouched, still scaling.
Yeah, this is something that they're relying on. I said the General needs to have a good time. He's really not having one. Double Bracer, Phase Boots, Wind Lace, this Blink Dagger. He needs another 6-7 minutes. If Navi's playing well, if they're winning fights. But the one thing they got going well for them is Phantom Assassin plus a Slaughter combination. If they kill 2-3 heroes, they can easily turn that into Roche. Phantom Assassin getting very close to that Desolator, just needs to buy one more Mitchell Hammer. And with Battle Fury, like that, should be pretty soon, 2-3 minutes. Blink is up on Mag.
Nice move by Toxin. Baiting all run a fly. He thought it was just the puck, and he was being tentative about whether he wants to, stand his ground on the high ground there, or back away. And the entirety of OG were actually following through. General toying with RTW back in that triangle area, as Gyro's Aghanim Scepter's complete. Nothing changed with that, right? Still the side gunner, flak cannon.
Side gunner, yeah. Rocket Barrage upgrade. Hits an extra target and increases duration by 1 second.
there. My hand
Sounds really good, especially if you pair that up with E-Blade.
Hits an extra target. Interesting.
OG will need to get some kind of dispel mechanic against the Global Silence, so they can, try to reinitiate. You see Global Silence, you feel, yeah, this is it, we can go all in. Magnus, there's Etherlance in his quick buy, and Aghanim Shard might change things around, and he just did that. I was trying to say either Lotus Orb or Guardian Greaves, where you have ways of counter-initiating with that. Already has Arcane Boots, so can disassemble that.
Phoenix also going a similar direction with Lotus Orb queued up. Kinda want to see the new Yule Scepter though. Targeting it on allies, moving the Cyclone around.
It's a very costly item. It costs like 6.5k if I remember correctly.
7,125. The Wind Waker. So bringing a bit of Link and Zelda into our Dota 2 game.
When I tested it, you can go from high ground to low ground, so that's pretty big.
Lucky!
When
Getting
you
too
on
old for this
yourself, yeah.
bullshit.
You know how many times you got yourself in a bad spot where you're using the old scepter to buy time, maybe someone can help you out, but with this item, you can do it yourself.
Yeah, so then instead of Yule's Blink and hoping for the Blink to come off cooldown, you can just Yule's and get the winds to carry you to safety. So Rodovatos looking for the Blink Dagger next. Iceberg wants a bit more maneuverability, and wondering, does he want to go for anything after that Blink Dagger? Because we've got a couple of new Blink kind of components, right? New Blink items that we could build into.
He had 3 new Blink Daggers. It was way too long, like Blink Dagger since Dota 1 days, like this has been pretty much the same item. I remember when 648B arrived, I think that was the patch in Dota 1 when Blinks got cancelled. Before, you know, you receive damage, you're like, I don't give a crap, I'll just blink. Seems like
Yeah,
there's
just
some
blink away from everybody.
issues with the voice program that they've been using.
V-Tune's gonna go and make some tea. It's a cold evening, he wants to warm himself up. Try and keep those hands warm around a nice toasty mug.
That iceberg says "Все норм, брат," which means it's all good, bro. I don't know what the other one means.
I have no idea either. Need a translator.
So yeah, go ahead, Gary. PA
I was
what?
gonna say, she's like 1,000 gold away from Deso. Like 15 minutes in, V-Tune just continues to race ahead. But there's got to be some point where this PA is like, okay guys, I'm gonna join in. I'll try and fight.
Yeah, once you
But
get that Deso, it's go time. Like they will probably try to smoke up. A global silence will be up again. 50 seconds. This is the standard stuff. You mentioned the item build on silencer, like double or triple null. Rod of Aethas to keep people in place. It's very good against Phoenix's dive. Tusk can't use the snowball. Magnus, Puck as well against the illusory orb. There was a change. I'm actually not sure the root mechanic against Puck where it got shifted around. So I think you can use illusory orb, but you cannot use
Jaunt
Manning
to it.
Rift. Yeah, I think that's the change.
Okay. Well, I was kind of wondering about whether PA has to wait a little bit longer, because General, he's had an alright game. The laning stage looked pretty good, but went back for phase boots after double bracer, the wand, gloves of haste there to maybe try and accelerate his farm a bit more. Blink Dagger's pretty far away, and again, he is that one form of initiation that Navi has.
Yeah, he's investing so much into these cheap items, so Blink Dagger really delayed, and the laning stage didn't really go well for him. Oh.
Also has the shard queued up. Corrosive Haze applies for 5 seconds on units hit with Slithering Crush. So if he gets a big blink in, 3-4 man blink crush, applies Corrosive Haze to them, and then PA is whacking into them with the right clicks and the daggers.
And then PA level
Pretty
25 with triple Stifling Dagger, just AoE. Doesn't sound too bad, Gary.
Sounds pretty good, gonna be slaughtering people. Oh, modern art, Lacoste. Navi, they've been practicing.
Oh.
Some beautiful stuff there.
I'd buy that for $100,000.
Just put Banksy's name on the bottom of it, no one can tell the difference.
I mean, Banksy's cool compared to some other artists that just like, did someone just spill the paint on it?
Or did someone spill some baked beans on this piece of paper? Like, what is this? Some interesting art out there as they call up General, really styling his progress towards the blink. Thompson dodges the right strike array, and General's going to turn around with Laguna Blade help from Roger, and they clear through Thompson. OG a little bit late to the party, trying to chase the Slardar back. But they won't catch him, will they? Maybe No Tail can burst through him, but another good crush. 2-1 charges. He's gonna survive. Mid lane, though, the skewer back sends there. Ulti doubling down. The save wasn't available, and the PA ready to join these battles even before Desolator. The Magnus in a lot of trouble, being cleared and twain by V-Tune.
Here comes Papa Assassin. General, how far? Yeah, he's really far away from Roche Pit. They could have tried to maybe go for it, but this gave him a really good chunk of gold. Now he's 1,000 gold away from that. Blink Dagger, Phantom Assassin, 500, closing to that Deso. They need to be careful. They also need to start building some armor items. Puck finished that Witchblade that we talked about, which is gonna give him armor. Magnus, Lotus Orb, that's some extra armor, Tusk, Medallion, they need to tank up. Like, look at Phoenix, you have casual, the protection, and the plate mail.
Absolutely right. Stack up that armor. Well, Dire scanning Roshan. Trying to make sure there's no sneakiness going on from OG. looks like a big group up from OG themselves. Without RP for a minute, cooldown's coming up in about 15 seconds. They do wander into the pit. Scan coming a little bit early. Are they really going to try this? They've got a decent amount of magic damage, and with Tag Team bursting through Roshan pretty quickly, Na'Vi need to respond.
That's
no
big.
one here.
That's really big. Stealing Roshan from Phantom Assassin and Slaughter.
They're not moving.
Side Gunner, Medallion, Tag Team, they have enough damage, and Sunray was keeping them nice and close. So it's definitely not a move that Na'Vi expected them to go for.
Well, they expected it because they scanned it. It was just like 10 seconds too early. No one showing on the map from OG.
Amulet picked up by Gyrocopter, and he's like, I don't want that. It's too much text. I don't want to read it. I'll just go with the stuff that I know. Dragon's Gun, that's armor against.
Oh man. Thompson slaughtered. General does get picked off by Saxa and No-Tail, but it's that big kill in the mid lane with Always Want to Fly and Vichun there getting straight on top of the park. That's something that RTW will probably want though. Vambrace, no, he keeps the Dragon Scale. You were saying that armor is very valuable this match. And a bullwhip for PA.
Oh, Seb, can they find him? Seb blinks out.
Dragging himself into the trees. They know roughly where he is. Roger shows on the creep wave. Seb cutting through the forest. He's found a hidey hole. Do Na'Vi continue looking for him? Roger is a man on a mission. He's found some cut trees. He's found the Seb Magnus. Blink TP to the right hand side. He misses just off the mark with a light strike array. That was literally on the edge.
Seb actually went for a long TP. He TP'd the tier 2 tower that someone already TP'd to.
Yeah, OG are getting ready to fight. There's a DD rune bottom that Gyro might be able to grab there. Positioning themselves to take down Roger. Looks like a simple kill here. Saxa, Thompson both closing the gap fast enough. Lena just get deleted. Gyro going for Halberd after Ags. Still nobody found that DD rune though.
Wish fulfilled.
Snowball towards Always Want to Fly though, as Saxa gives him the punch. Half HP Oracle turns and burns with a purifying flame for the ball down, and Drink Oil does catch on this. Salzer of Iceberg, Phantom Strike gets the PA back to safety, and they lose another 2 heroes. OG with these team fight ultis, so quick to snap into action, and a blink RP. Oh, Seb, he's missed out on General, trying to skew it back with the stuns. The big hit crit from Vichun forces the Magnus to disengage.
Yeah, we talked about how Dota hasn't changed much, at least like the first impression. So everyone is just playing the same way as they did in the previous patch. Problem for Na'Vi is they don't have the egg hitters like Lena.
Oh my god, Laguna Blade, Saxon's down. Blink Crush, there it is, onto RTW, trying to burst through the ages, and they get him. Thompson in the meanwhile, dealing with Roger. Lena's gone, and the dive forward. No-Tail trying his hardest, but with no Supernova, can't stick around in the fight, so they keep going on RTW. Gyro just being annihilated here as Na'Vi do smoke from that mid lane, making a play to make OG pay.
We can feel the power of Slaughter's Corrosive Haze, plus that Deso finished up on Phantom Assassin, and he goes for the same item belt. Global Silence dropped on Puck.
Thompson
Ghost Scepter.
does pop the Ghost Scepter. Still going to get right-clicked into Oblivion. Vichun, and the big heavy hitting crits come, and this is really great for Vichun. Not only did he have a good early game, accelerating very fast, but hitting this timing around Deso and getting a lot of kills off it means the BKB, that next big item, comes that much faster.
Once he gets a BKB, doesn't need to care too much about the spells. There's Walrus Punch, there's like Supernova that goes through Magic Immunity, and the reverse polarity, but with Oracle behind you, you should be fine. There's also a Glimmer Cape already on the Oracle, 3 healing cells, he found the Trusted Shovel, so a lot of synergy there. And finally, Slaughter has that Blink Dagger.
Yeah, and if you're playing Oracle, really don't be afraid to even just buy salves. Having that salve inside the False Promise, incredibly valuable, especially when you've got a single core lineup like this with the PA. Save her, dispel her, get that heal going. OG with another smoke. Again, they've got the green lights. All ultis ready. Full arsenal of abilities as they dive towards Always Wanna Fly. General blinks away. Over to the north side. OG find nothing.
No vision. They have no reveal. Phoenix is bringing some. Tusk also doesn't have it.
They'll see General in a second up on that top lane, but I don't think they can go for it.
Fortified.
Sticking around for the mid-tier one instead.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Navi does not want to take a fight yet. PA getting very close to that BKB. If they had it, they'll probably just go in. 2k gold lead for OG, but you don't really feel it. It's a very even game, I would say.
It feels dead even, yeah. And if OG are able to plant themselves in this kind of position more often, where they're holding a high ground and waiting for Navi to make the move, having all of these big team opportunities, definitely a big bonus for them. Where's Iceberg sitting right now? Middle of the pack net worth wise. Blink and that Rod of Atos. Global up at level 2. So we've got 5.25 seconds. That's a bit weird, the scaling of that spell. 4.5, 5.25, 6. 0.75 every level, nice.
I'm just looking at Gyrocopter's talent tree. Level 15, minus 40 seconds cooldown, so...
I think it's been that for a while. 40 seconds reduction.
Changed. And here's the smoke.
Smoking.
BKBPA, level 18.
She wants to make the jump onto the Phoenix here. Two of them, it's great from General, blowing up no tail. Fortune's End also catching Saxa, and the global size means that he's down, dead to rights. Magnus in the meanwhile, Lotus all returned onto Roger, but he's gone. The blink ball from PA finds LTW, moving forward, critting into the gyro, the cooldown strong. PA has to be wary of this. BKB is down, so the recall around the fourth cross is needed, the safe of on fly comes, and Saxa stunned. Roger gets the catch, Tusk is down with a dieback. General Iceberg running forward to the Rod of Atos, and they find LTW. The PA needs to make a move though, either in or out. Will Thompson be found?
Save barely misses. It's very hard for them, you know. If they go on these targets, Magnus has the Lotus Orb, so it's their only way of, you know, having something against the global silence. Great smoke from Navi. They found them in the correct place. Now they can go on the mid lane. Thompson just trying to buy time. No Dream Coil for 30 seconds.
They have the Supernova and they're going to force Navi back. Homing missile flying towards General. They're chasing for Iceberg though with the Sun Ray and the Waning Rift. They're actually burning through him fast enough. The gap closed from OG. Incredible there.
Radiant are
Brilliant distance.
Not there. He was on a mission to pick up some
Dire's
bounties.
top tower is under attack.
General Slardar slips away. OG again come to play in this high ground triangle. And ideally they want this tier 2 bottom to fall, and then they can play that multi-pronged attack actually towards the Navi base.
Always Gonna Fly having a really good game. OG does not have that one hero that Oracle is really afraid of. They don't have that like instant jump, because Gyrocopter doesn't really want to be in the front line, especially right now because he's not tanky.
And you don't want to RP, you don't want to look for an RP on the Oracle.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Always Gonna Fly is going to be playing from fog, hiding behind the PA. So it's going to come down to vision and whether or not Thompson will be able to find him. Because E-Blade is up on that puck now. Which blade? E-Blade?
All the blades.
Another blade, please, Thompson. Not a Yule Scepter. We can't go into Scepters after buying 2 blades.
We have a lot of blades in Dota. Ethereal, Diffusal, Shadow Mail, yeah, Abyssal Blade, Quelling Blade,
Blades of Attack. There's
Blades of
plenty of them.
Alacrity. We have all the blades.
Just keep going, mate.
I think they
Look at that.
Dire's
be all alright. OG, no response. So Phantom Assassin picks up Aegis, Cheese. Who's holding it? Silencer.
Yeah, Iceberg needs that extra bit of tankiness on top of the Essence Ring.
Radiant's
Given that
top
burst
tower
regen
is
from the
under
cheese.
attack.
sitting on 30 bonus int right now. Did go for the in-steal talent, of course.
Radiant's top tower has
Easy
fallen.
top tier 1 for Na'Vi. This is the same position we were explaining about OG. Opposing triangles. Dire wants to play into that Radiant one. Very nice, comfortable place to be. But OG are already there. Ready to defend their high grounds. A basher for PA now. V-Tune is stacked. 17,000 net worth up on him.
Elven Tunic, picked up by Gyro. That's a new tier 3 item. Some attack speed, 16% evasion, a bit of movement speed.
Radiant's middle tower
That's it,
is under
doesn't it?
attack.
Which one
Radiant
gives you
structures are
invisibility?
fortified.
E-Blade from Thompson. I'm not sure.
Radiant's middle tower is under
What, a
attack.
cloak that gives you invisibility? Sounds like Harry Potter
Radiant's
to me.
middle tower has fallen.
So many neutral items now. There are plenty of them. Ceremonial robe is mana. Active cloak, 25-second cooldown, causes you to become invisible for 6 seconds. That's pretty cool. And we did see the Penta-Edged sword come out in that last series as well. Doom was running around with a very demonic sword. 45 damage, 80 melee
Doom
attack
with
range.
Penta-Edged sword, drawing pentagrams.
Yeah. On his opponents.
That's lore for you.
Very fitting. OG looking at this next fight very delicately. They know they need some real perfect execution to be able to catch out this PA, 3 times basically with Aegis and BKB. But the jump is in general. Set dive there, but the Global Sun stops any supernova plays, and Icebergs made the move onto that. Poor Phoenix blown up with buyback available though. Now no tail, he'll pop over the cooldown running. Sansa after the Sansa's blown up by a dagger. Supernova's down, the blink off. He's got them both. Executing wonderfully, ignoring the PA. Now she comes back in, but Puck has jaunted to an orb off the other way.
Now they're chasing, they
forward.
V-Tune. Where's the blink?
Phantom strike range, 300 range, but they've got the E-Blade. Turn to the BKB, the buyback from the Oracle now. Seb getting jumped on, has a Lotus Orb as the pushback there. Thompson dealing with the Slardar's Blink Crush initiation, and I think the Puck's alright. Still trying to orb forward. They want this PA real badly. They know that Na'Vi do not have the backup necessary to keep V-Tune going. Oracle's too far away. But there the jump.
There's the crit.
Radiant's
There's the
bottom
godlike.
tower is under attack. Radiant
V-Tune
must
shuts it
stand.
all down as OG decide to spread and separate. They get taken out.
Phantom Assassin was a bit afraid in that fight. Like, didn't get the good jump, only managed. I don't think she even killed Tusk there because he was snowballing to the side. They also had the ward on the high ground, so the vision should be there for her to get a good jump, especially with the Aegis. But Silencer maybe a bit too aggressive, blinked in, and was forced to use a cheese, but very nice RP response from Mag.
It was really nice.
Fortune.
It's still an unkilled and unkillable Phantom Assassin, though. Aegis for 1 minute. BKB 8-second duration for the next charge. Silencer also buying a BKB of his own. Eyeing up
LPW.
the top lane gyrocopter, yeah.
As a shard already and going for E-Blade that we mentioned, like the kite potential, the damage amplification on the targets. Sounds like a really good item on Gyro, and that's the
Smoke
star.
from OG. They spot him, they jump in, they make the dive. V-Tune try to focus them down, but there's the escape from Puck. Phase shifting, Lotus orbing away, and V-Tune's BKB is wearing out now. Dangerous situation for Na'Vi. The rest of the cavalry in, but the global silence comes, and the false promise is there. V-Tune saved up, and they found the Phoenix in the back. Lush Chopper in the stun, so there's no ulti coming. Supernova man down, they are focusing towards the gyro. A good dream back by that. Magnus with a 2-man RP as well. V-Tune and Orbital Fly being cleared through, but they can't finish the PA. Still holding Aegis, jumping off the set. A beyond godlike Phantom Assassin, and V-Tune is going to heal up from the Aegis too as he clears through. The triple kill by V-Tune. Thompson gets a triple kill as well, but it's Na'Vi who kill 5 while OG kill 4. 9 heroes are dead.
9 hero's dead, Gary. Phantom Assassin getting all that juicy XP for herself. Will be level 25 in the next minute and decides to go for Nullifier, which I really like, you know, just remove the Empire and those two E-blades that can cause some issues. Finally, you know, we see Phantom Assassin going in. They still had a minute left in that Aegis before the fight started. So next round is in 2.5 minutes. This is gonna be a big fight. Like, if they get Cheese Aegis +1, they're probably praying for Aghanim Scepter.
Absolutely. It is the Axe patch after all. We had the Aghanim's Labyrinth, and he's been handing out goodies like Santa Claus to all these heroes in this patch. Cloak of Flames was just picked up by PA, but it looks like she's going to hand that over to somebody else. Slardar takes it for the armor, magic resistance, and of course that passive immolation. What else is there? Quiver on Silencer, Mindbreaker PA. New Psychic Headband, 12% intelligence, 100 cast range, Psychic Push, which we saw from the Puck earlier on, but Puck decides the Elven Tunic is more his style rather than a tiara.
I like this Cloak of Flames stuff. Imagine if we have Radiance on top of that on a melee hero like Spectre.
Oh, Thompson. Good general, he's got a Blink Crush with a good fake shield fast from Thompson. E-blades up. Onto someone. Fortune's End onto the PA, but they don't get the jump they needed. So both Sax and Thompson are going to be blessing their lucky stars. They were able to get out there unscathed.
Radiant are
Any
scanning.
big items on side of OG, like Phoenix getting closer to that Lotus Orb, which will help them have like second way of dispelling things. Mag has one. Blink Dagger picked up on a Tusk. Tusk still struggles, because once they get the good initiation and the global silence, he can't go in because he does not have way of dispelling things for himself.
You know, in the draft you were asking about break mechanics. Is there a reason here OG, you know, I guess can't go for one against the PA? No Silver Edge, no anything like that?
Well, Phantom Assassin has a built-in break with Fan of Knives. That's the ability from old Warcraft 3. Like, Mordred had it,
Mordred.
right? Yeah. Oh, man. We know that Ice Frog was working on this patch really hard. You know, people still doubting he's there. We get the Dota 1 abilities, Dota 1 names back, so... yeah, it's definitely him. He's there. He's not gone.
What was the first version you remember playing?
I don't know. I played Tides of Blood. I played Aeon of Strife. That was pre-Dota, and then Dota came out.
3 Corridors.
And then I started playing it. Yeah.
Yeah, there were loads of versions of it. It's that old, the old loading art, you know, in the river with like Slardar and stuff. That's still ingrained in my memory forever. I think it was like 5.84C or something. A long, long time ago. Oh, RTW breaks the high ground. Na'Vi, they saw him. Observer and sentries there. Perfect vision for Na'Vi here over OG, but look at the positioning from the rest of them. No-Tail, Seb, Thompson, all pretty distant, waiting for Roshan to respawn in 1 minute.
Silencer also picked up the Shard, which gives him one more bounce, dealing 50% of the damage on the glaives.
It's hefty. Big old punches. He'll jump in with the crush. He's in for reaching. Trying to go up RTW, but the good save coming in from Thompson. From the Tusk, sorry. As the Superman is there from No-Tail, they zone back Na'Vi. No one gets taken down, but with Iceberg arriving now, he is moving forward. And he's right to him. The ultimate beat can be ready. Iceberg stands at big feet. Throws the goal now, and V-Tune blows up by RTW. Big slice down on the gyro. The two-man LP from Sid. Thompson tries to arrive with Saxon there as well, but General, the re-initiation from the Slardar. They do find the Silence are at long last, but V2 still going. The Phantom Assassin, hungry for blood. Light Strike away misses, and now chasing towards that Oracle of All gonna play. And RTW with his buyback needs to make it worthwhile. Steps forward, misses the shockwave. Catching, no, missing with the skewer. And Roger, optimistic TP.
Nothing to stop
He's successful.
with. And V2 on bottom will cut the creep wave. Oh, triple Stifling Dagger, like
Dire's
coup de
bottom
grace,
tower is
chance
under
got
attack.
nerfed. It was 10% before, so he goes for a different talent. Yeah, this is the combination that we actually mentioned
Dire's
before.
bottom tower
Slugger
is
also
under
picked
attack.
up his shard, so it caused corrosive haze to be applied for 5 seconds to units hit with
Dire's
Slither
bottom
and Crush
tower has
with the
fallen.
triple Stifling Dagger,
Dire's
man.
courier
That's
has been
actually
killed.
pretty cool.
That's good quite fast. Coming through, but General, the big man with a big crush, finds the takedown, and they're going to slay them all. 3 heroes in a row for VG, continuing this beyond godlike streak. 16-0-11. And VG's going to have himself this.
Hyped to see the new badge. Like, yeah, can't wait for Phantom Assassin and Sven to get nerfed. Well, here's your Phantom Assassin once again.
What now, haters?
Yeah, what do they get? Is that the cheap
Refresher shard.
Refresher? Okay. Ice Frog keeping things
Radiant's
balanced, you
middle
know.
tower
If
is under
Phantom
attack.
Assassin picked up that Aghanim Scepter. Whew.
Oh, that'll learn you! That'll learn you!
And this is going to be tier 2, potentially a lane of barracks as well, because Puck
middle tower is under
buyback. Johnson's down still for 40 seconds. No Tail has the Aghanim's shard, so these fiery spirits, they are constant.
Radiant structures are fortified.
But the amount of heals coming in for V-Tune means this tier 3 is dead to rights.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
RTW is going to try with homing missiles to slow the push. Tier
Radiant's
3 down
middle
and
tower
Navi
has
not
fallen.
committing. No need to risk anything on the racks.
Radiant are scanning.
I think Aghanim Shard should be more visible. Like, it's just 3 blue dots. Not that easy to spot, especially if there's like blue stuff. Or let's say Lena, like her like Luna
Radiant's
Blade is
bottom
blue, the
tower
mana
is
pool is
under
blue.
attack.
She had like 2 more items in the last slots.
I still keep looking for the, the buff.
The buff
Icon.
in the status board, yeah.
Yeah.
Bar, not board.
Bar board, same thing. Seb smoked up. Yeah, with the rest of them actually. No Tail, Saxa, ILTW. Thompson clearing out the bottom wave. Good positioning from Na'Vi though, holding the staircase. Waiting for any sneakiness here from OG. Phantom Assassin's the only one to show on the map right now, still with Aegis BKB.
Spell Prison dropped by both teams. They're gonna get it. Puck definitely taking one to move his abilities. It got nerfed. Now it's 18%. Before it was 20.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
ILTW with a very close TP there, near the edge of vision from Na'Vi. I think they pinged him out and didn't see him on the way out. And OG trying to get out of their base.
That's actually sick build-up for Silencer, because he can get Gleipnir from Rod of Atos and Maelstrom. It gives you, like... It roots all enemies. So Tusk can't use save, there's no skewer, there's no dive. And deals damage also.
And it's in an AoE, right?
Yeah, and it also works really well with your shard. Or the Glaze of Wisdom balance. Like, it might actually work where you get, like, the proc also from Maelstrom from the second bounce.
Oh yeah. Well, that's gonna be cool. First
Just
time
theory
I've seen Alex come
crafting,
out.
maybe it doesn't work, but I believe it should work.
Jump in, V2. He makes the move, finds the gyro, global comes, and RTW is being blown up. No buyback for him. Na'Vi now with a perfect avenue to take game 1. 110 seconds with no gyrocopter.
That's their damage. Without gyro for almost 2 minutes, I don't think they can take the fight. DD.
We're back. Still moving forward with the Aegis pop. They do take her first life hit. There is no DD. So General needs to make the move. The global with a 2-man crush, fighting Saxa, bringing down Thompson. They're all falling. The dominoes come tumbling down as Na'Vi push them over. And OG, they're going to be taken out here in game 1.
That's such a sick combo, actually. There's not much RP, but the instant dual sector.
Response from Na'Vi. They tried. They went for the play. They even brought back Saxa, but General, he's still in there with a blink BKB, and GG is called.
Oh, Great performance from Navi. I think they are onto something, like with the itemization, hero combination once again.
With the PA Smarter.
With the PH Martyr, if you still don't know what to pick, just go with the Phantom Assassin. Still feels broken when combined with certain heroes, and the choice of talents, like the triple Stifling Dagger that I mentioned, with Slaughter getting the Shard, applying Corrosive Haze. The heroes hit by Slithering Crush.
5 seconds remaining. Navi's turn to ban. Turn to ban.
Accept the apology.
No, it's not fine.
10 seconds remaining. Navi's turn to ban.
Welcome back everyone here to your grand final of the OGA Dota Bit Season 4 as NAVI are taking on OG. A 1-0 lead for the CIS squad, looking pretty good with that. PA and Slardar still Lacoste. Drafts not being modified too much with this new patch, but we're finding out all sorts of cool little things about items and neutrals, things like that. As we get ourselves into draft for Game 2, anything that you're looking forward to?
What I'm looking...
OG's turn to ban. Navi's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. OG's turn to pick.
10,
Yeah, it's pretty
Navi's turn to
ridiculous burst of gold coming out. A quick start to the draft. Morphling IO, Phoenix, Slardar Band, starting off with a Chen for Na'Vi, which we saw them dismantle Nigma with. And Roger, exceptional on that hero. While a Keeper of the Light, there's a few changes for him, and you were saying earlier on, a hero that you expect to see a bit more of.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to pick.
Storm Spirit.
Navi's turn to ban. Puck!
Yeah, a lot of interesting changes. And that new Solar Bind, lowering target magic resistance, causing them to be slowed as the more they move. Looks like a pretty cool one there, as they did get rid of Blinding Light. And also, changing out his ultimate, like you said, Will-O-Wisp added with the Aghanims, but he gets back his spirit form, turning into the Ghostly Man. What they need to do next is they need to bring back the old Will-O-Wisp, with the little priests that come out.
Remaining.
The Ignis Fatuus. Putting that Will-O-Wisp globally somewhere on the map so you can push it out and keep on farming.
Yeah, it's like...
And if you remember that, you're too old.
I remembered. I have that in my Dota 1 video when I was showing off my skill. I teleported that Will-O-Wisp guy, killed the tower with. It had like, I don't know, 20 damage maybe, and after the reduction you couldn't actually hit anything. It was very weak, but still managed to do it. Chen, Storm Spirit, Na'Vi. This is the combo that they've introduced at the start of the Epic League. In the interview they said they stole it from someone, did not want to reveal who that was, but a very potent combination of two heroes where it's like you have a budget Aegis if executed correctly. Storm Spirit TP's back, you use it to, Chen's recall to call him back. What are we looking for, Keeper of the Light? Like, do we want to see a recall on him, maybe? since we're bringing the old abilities back.
Yeah, drag people around the map. That global displacement ability, super good. So they didn't say who they stole it from, but was it recent, or were they looking back into the past?
They just said that they stole it, and it was at the start of the Epic League, so like a month ago.
Interesting. It's something that I remember Alliance doing like 3 years ago or something, where they were defending base for like 20 minutes just because they had Chen Storm, you know, able to like zip and clear creep waves and getting teleported back by the Chen, so he could continually keep clearing waves without wasting TP, which he can obviously do naturally. Respect ban on the PA. Exciting. We're not going to see the V-Tune Phantom Assassin. He has to play something different.
He had an amazing time in the previous game. But to go back to the Storm Spirit, instant lockdown coming out from Puck, something that he really hates to play into. The leash mechanic, the silence. He might struggle on the Storm Spirit because, like, no matter how much farm you have, it's still very hard for you to like itemize at the early stages against that coil. But there is sustain, and something that they do well once they play Chen Storm combination. Chen is in the jungle, stacking both camps, one with the creep, one with the hero. Stacking got nerfed a bit.
5 seconds
It went from 40%, now it's 30%. You know, we were buffing those numbers quite up, and ended up in being the stack meta. So we had to tone it down a bit.
Just a little bit, yeah. But also interesting between the Storm and Puck is going to be that kind of orchid timing for the Storm, and the Puck's build so far from Thompson has very much been double null, Urn, E-Blade, so we might see Puck shift back into the old school, you know, Yule Scepter, which is kind of more consistent against the Storm orchid initiation.
You think so? I mean, it's Thompson after all.
You never know. Might happen. Oh, look at this. Double Spirit ban, Earth and Ember. Anti-Mage gone as Na'Vi banned that one out. And some focus there onto V-Tune by OG, right? The PA we mentioned, Drow Range is something he's definitely been successful with recently. Potentially, you know, like a Lifestealer or something could be another tempo hero here, along with Storm Spirit that could look very good for Na'Vi.
5 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
I'm not sure why they banned out Ember Spirit. To me, it feels like OG would not go for it. Like, Ember Spirit is okay as a hero, especially with some new items introduced that he benefits from. But having Puck as the mid lane and Ember Spirit as the safe lane, like, you can never finish the game. Like, you can't just kill the towers and put the keeper on the line, that's gonna be a problem. So OG picks up the Lifestealer, they have a vehicle in Puck right now. Rubik.
And they block V-Tune from having it. Like, that seems like a very
that's big.
deliberate block pick. Na'Vi still not showing off what V-Tune's hero is going to be. Rubik Chen, age-old combo, really great telekinesis into like Warstomp from Centaur. Good all-round position 4 there. Should be a solid hero. I say position 4, and that's a big fat lie. It's probably going to be the always going to fly pos 5.
Yes, exactly. And there's going to be Chen played by Roger. I want to see some more active position 4. Like, Clockwork doesn't seem too good against Rubik, against Chen and Storm, so they might fall back to Tusk once again.
Ooh. Quite often the no-tail hero, that Enigma, so maybe it's the Kotl for Saxa.
I still feel you play Coddle as 5, might be wrong, like this is a new patch and they have no abilities. Beastmaster's still available, I think you just get Beastmaster here, decent laner against the Lifestealer, you will eventually need a BKB piercing ability, and it's in general one of the most played heroes.
And so good with that Hawk to give vision, catching out any heroes hiding away in the fog, so Storm Spirit can make those jumps in to catch targets. And if you have Beastmaster Chen, you've got the makings of a Zoo strat there as well. Tons of tower push from your offlaner and your pos 4. Lots of sustain if they go for those aura items. Necrobook, Vlad, Solar Crest, Mech on the Chen.
What about Core Venge? I think this is something that Venge will be played. Fits the role, because you want to farm that Aghanim Scepter, all the XP that you get while you're dead. You get it back once you respawn, and you have Illusion to play.
That could cast spells, right?
Yeah.
The counter to Lifestealer, the Ursa Warrior. Stack up those Fury Swipes. And he had a couple of changes recently in that patch.
He got buffed. Like, I believe Overpower mana cost got buffed,
10 seconds
like
remaining.
less,
And the cooldown.
cost less mana and the cooldown, and the more slow
5
on the
seconds
Earth Shock.
remaining.
And there's this cool interaction with New Shard where he gets, I think every 6th hit, he gets enraged for 1 second.
Yeah, that's super cool.
I can't believe I actually remembered that, because usually I need to read patch notes like 100 times to just get into everything. Like the first thing I do when the patch comes out, if I'm not casting like yesterday, I just go into the demo mode and test everything, like every single change to see how it goes, and I start thinking about,
Navi's turn to battle.
the
Theory crafting.
Yeah, just try to theory craft. And yeah, the 2 heroes that I suggested, Tusk banned out by Navi, which is great save, you know, and they needed that position 4 to be more active, especially with Enigma, so they can actually run also a tri-lane. Beastmaster on the other side is banned by OG, the BKB piercing ability, the Hawk that you mentioned that provides the
5
vision, gives
seconds
Storm
remaining.
Spirit a really good jump
OG's
potential.
turn to ban.
Oh, and a Bat Band coming out as well, just covering their bases. But yeah, thinking back to the Enigma series, they had Disruptor with his Axe Shard, which gives you like attack speed and move speed and stuff like that. With Ursa, you know, you could have potentially gone for his. There's some cool little combos between, you know, heroes getting these
10
dual
seconds
cores
remaining.
with Aghanim Shards going. Final ban for
5 seconds
OG.
remaining.
Still looking for that position 3 hero on Na'Vi. There's no Slardar, no Beastmaster.
Navi's
Still
turn
could
to
think
pick.
of, you know, like the Tide Hunter or something along those lines as they take out the Night Stalker.
I mean, if they... I don't think they can get the BKB piercing ability anymore from the offlane, so they might try to focus more
OG's
on just the
turn
laning
to
stage and the team fight. Okay, another general classic. Like, General's hero pool is pretty big. Like, when you think about him, yeah, there's Batrider, there's Beastmaster, there's Pangolier. These are the heroes, you know, that he really loves to play and just spam them every single time.
What a Sand King for OG. I'm curious to see how they give these players and heroes a run.
Alright, they're swapping things around. Saksa will be in position 4, Keeper of the Light, getting the farm priority over No-Tail's Enigma. And Sand King as the off lane, so they need to bring a sentry to this lane. I think you start with the Caustic Finale on Sand King, just push out the wave, and you don't care too much about the Ursa's harassment. Pangolier into Puck doesn't sound too great, like the leash mechanic, the silences, he could struggle up a bit.
Yeah, he could. And, you know, General there, a couple of buffs over on that Pangolier. Shield crash, damage, mana cost, both being buffed. And the cooldown on it as well. Getting a new little Aghanim Shard ability, the roll up. And also, looking at this, all matching up, there's the Rubik against the Enigma, which OG have kind of picked into.
Yeah.
But a lot of team fights still for OG. Burst Strike, Epicenter, Black Hole with a Dream Coil. And we'll see exactly what Saxa decides to build on that Keeper of the Light. As Na'Vi going into this game 2, again with more of this timing hit rather than the big wombo combos which OG are so much favouring. Holding a rose in his teeth there, Pango. Ever the romantic. And Sax's Keeper of the Light, shiny.
I've read a comment somewhere that new hero looks like the son-daughter of Pangolier plus, who did I... It was Wind Ranger.
Were you watching? That's how it
Kind of makes
starts.
sense.
Does it? Does it make sense? Look at this.
Well, to me it does. Well, we don't know if it's a ferret, if it's a squirrel.
A weasel or a fox. It's some
Could
kind
be.
of animal.
Oh, Weasel. IR Weasel. What a
Oh.
cartoon.
Because I am
He's
Weasel,
banned
I are
for the victory
Baboon.
dance. Baboon is better than Weasel.
Oh my god. Was that Nickelodeon?
No, that was Cartoon Network.
That was Cartoon Network. Well, there's 2 Angry Otters as well, Ren and Stimpy. Man, you just had major flashbacks in my head right now for
They're not
Cartoon
otters,
Network
they're
and Nickelodeon.
beavers. You wanna call
Beavers,
these
oh,
mine.
my apologies. I have severely misstepped there, my dear sir.
Yeah. So Solar Bind Duration 7 seconds. Slow per 100 units from 4% to 8.5. Magic resist reduction, that's pretty big. And the cast range seems
Where are
okay.
you watching? That's how it's
Like
done.
700, you need to be relatively close.
It's got a very similar icon to Chakra Magic, which is a bit upsetting. They both look incredibly similar. Spirit form is a grumpy old picture of Mr. Keeper of the Light as top lane. They're going to find LTW swiping in there with the Ursa Warrior, General V-Tune, and the final touch actually coming through from Roger. Chen gets first blood.
So they might actually lane Ursa against the Lifestealer. That's something that we didn't mention. Let's see, yeah, Navi V-Tune actually gonna lane against them. So we might see some swapperoos, and this benefits Navi because you can't, have better lanes, especially when there's Chen. So he started with the Penitence. We'll get probably Holy Persuasion then on level 2.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you can teleport Chen bottom, and then bring the Ursa, and then if Lifestealer TPs, the Ursa then TPs to match, right?
Yeah, so Seb walked so they can have that TP rotation they need. He still didn't skill anything. Orb of Feno slow, plus Penitence.
Oh, has to Burrow Strike to the safety of the tier 1.
That's not feeling good. Like, this kind of ruins your whole purpose when you picked him. So they might see still, some swaps coming out to the bottom lane. General just collecting the XP. Saxa still not skilling anything.
Interesting. Oh, not swapping their lanes around just yet. Of course, you said waiting for that level 2 on the Chen. And that mid lane for Thompson, my goodness. 7-0 start for the puck. Already a great beginning there and forcing an early salve out of Iceberg as he's chipped away at a lot of that HP already. And it's not going to get any better, as you said, like halfway through the draft, puck against Storm Spirit. Iceberg's probably going to have a rough game against all of that control with Waning Rift and Dream Coil.
I was about to say something really dumb, like, yeah, Blinding Light to snap the coil. This is not the ability anymore, so. It's hard to get
No big combos.
to new stuff.
Oh, thank God.
And there's so much new stuff for this wonderful patch. Blightstone's being built on both teams by the position 4s too. Chen has one, Kotl has one. So looking for that harassment in lane. Try and get a few more bits of damage onto these off-lane heroes. And No Tail just hiding away up top. Wants to try and move over to that pull camp. As Rubik does TP bottom. Pairing up with the General for now. Finds out that his last camp
Where are you watching?
is completely
That's how
empty.
it's done.
I think they're just waiting for Chen to hit level 2 to be able to teleport bottom and make the lane they want. Ursa also having a really good time. Let's see if Seb is going to be level 2. Yeah, after this creep wave. Still holding a point to see where he needs to either live with the Sandstorm or if he wants to put more pressure with the Caustic.
Greetings!
And then as Roger just dragging back the wave and pull. Almost want to fly. What is happening? What is that?
That is
Jeez
the
Louise.
spell. That's Solarbind.
That is some bizarre looking spell. Always on the fly, nearly dying to it. Saxa trying to go for the Illuminate play through the trees. But a good little dodge there from the Rubik. Oh, Courier Snipe not coming.
So the more you move, the more you shake.
Yeah, show me what you're working with, always want to fly. Maybe Saxon can stop the pull. Thompson dies in the mid lane. There's Iceberg.
Pity, Puck.
Gets some revenge for that early game pressure. The first minute and a half looked pretty bad for the Storm, but that 1-1-1 build we've seen so much and love. Storm Spirit gets the takedown.
Great kill by Storm Spirit. No one is dying. Look at this spell, man. On
Always wanna fly.
It's 120 move speed, level 1. Yeah, alright, I'm calling it out right now.
Stop
This is
running.
gonna get nerfed. This spell is so annoying. What's the cooldown on it? 22 seconds, and it scales down to 16.
That's pretty cute. It's so good when you've got like open wounds and it's lifestealer who can struggle to stick on targets. The ability to find people and allow him to munch on them. It's a pretty good pairing.
Yes!
Lifestealer.
And it looks so powerful.
Dire structures.
It's like Omni-Knight using 100 heals on you.
Look at an ion cannon flying down from the sky. It's like Mystic Flare. So Keeper of the Light has it to slow people down.
Radiant structures.
Oh, I can't wait. Kotl plus Skywrath, Mystic Flare plus this Solar Bind. Imagine all the flashing lights. New Year's Eve at midnight, someone's going to play it. Fireworks everywhere.
My holiness hides me.
So Storm Spirit forced out of the lane, double null, Fairy Fire, and has a bottle charge. Once Puck gets level 6, we might still see rotation coming out from one of the heroes. Possibly Saksa. What I would love to see from Navi in this game is that always want to fly and get killed instead of Chen, because he's playing against some really nice spells to steal, especially Enigma, so might be able to, do much more if he has that one extra item.
Oh wait, Chen can't use Divine Favor on allied heroes until he gets the Aghanim Shard?
Oh!
Yeah, Aghanim Shard allows Divine Favor to be cast on allies, teleporting them back home after 6 seconds.
Well, someone didn't do the homework.
Iceberg about to drop in the mid lane, he turns on Topson though, another remnant, not dodged. One more hit from Saxa, but he gets out of there with a Ball Lightning. Cracks level 6, and he's out of there while bottom lane, LTW, chased by General, who are going to fly. It is Navi suddenly spinning out 2 big kills.
Iceberg, he was afraid to go and try to pick up that rune. He was like, maybe someone is there, possibly Enigma, because Enigma was not showing on the map. Oh, that's pretty big, that's actually a huge nerf to Chen.
Thank you, chat, by the way. I'm paying attention, I'm watching. Roger, up at top lane, Chen, caught inside the Sandstorm. No tails there to help Seb secure up a kill. It's a great thing when we've got these new patches, we can learn 5-10% of it. There's a lot to read, but chat, they know everything. There's so many of you can teach us.
Well, the thing about it is you soak all the information. You're watching someone stream, you're playing the game, you're watching a Reddit thread about something, some combination. So it's a learning experience for all of us. Don't be too harsh on us, chat, because it's a new one for us as well.
Again, Iceberg onto Topson, but he throws the Dream Coil the Storm's way, snaps the coil. Iceberg's going to get blown up as Saxa's rotation with that Illuminate clears through the Storm. Topson with some fresh earn charges and a double damage rune.
Middle tower is under
Could
attack.
be looking to rotate, but doesn't have the coil, so a little bit difficult.
Dire's
It's
top
tough for
tower
him.
is
I mean,
under
he
attack.
got one kill, and then it's just a rotation. Puck might actually get even a solo kill on him because of that leash mechanic keeping him in place
Dire's
for a
top
very long
tower is
time.
under attack.
How's V2 doing? Doing
Very well.
Really good. Top lane.
Still going to get caught inside the Sandstorm, trying to Earthshock away. Look at
Radiant are
that.
scanning.
The shiny lights coming down from Keeper, slowing him a touch. He'll go back into the jungle. Maybe someone can bring himself a salve or something. Treads into Battle Fury for the Ursa Warrior. Looks like the build he's going to be going for. And they never ended up swapping their lanes. Keeping General against the Lifestealer seems like it's gone okay for Navi so far.
Keeper of the Light, his Aghanim Shard is Illuminate heals for 40% of the damage that it does. So I really expect him that he's gonna get that item, like possibly a Glimmer Cape, and maybe get a shard. It's only during the daytime.
Yeah, that's true. And then you've got the Spirit form as well, giving you the Illuminate from that Spirit coming out.
Stupendous!
Channeled up by a separate one. Keeper of the Light with recall. It's like they remove it from Chen, give it to his Aghanim Shard, put one back on the Keeper of the Light. We really are going back to old school Dota days.
I love it.
About to spawn up.
I've been playing Dota for 15, 16 years, I don't recall correctly, but it's nice to see like all of these old abilities, some of the names, like the spells that we kind of grow up with
Can't
are back
escape
there
your sin.
again in our favorite game.
Yeah, they sure are. They need to bring back the secondary hero. So.
For sure. Fuzzy Wuzzy on the top lane, farming nicely, and he gets that Possessed Mask. For those who don't know, that's Ursa's name from Dota 1
Sand
days.
King. With the Dream Coil helping out, that General Pango was in way too deep.
General. Let me just double click on him. Be sure that he died near tier 3 tower 8 minutes in.
He did. He was hunting the Enigma, trying to kill off Eidolons, and then Sand King with Puck both rotating. Made sure it was cut short. Storm rushing that Orchid as we expect. Thinking about a play in towards mid. The orb has been expended, so ball lightning, waiting rift away. Still going to go for this though, as Iceberg now gives up. TP from Saxa scares away the rest of Na'Vi, because always want to fly and General. They were both nearby, ready with Telekinesis and Rolling Thunder to force a fight.
Wait, so Keeper of the Light actually has recall?
Yeah.
Dire's top
Oh,
tower
that's
is under
dope.
attack.
Like, Keeper of the Light is back. Where's my buddy, Dakota Cox? Caudal guy. You know, he might start to play professionally.
Come back with a good old Kotal, yeah. That's going to be super nice, having that potential for a hero like Puck, who is so elusive and good for pushing out side lanes, and then bringing it into the team fight when need be. Pango, General, he's in the same place again, a bit of deja vu. Still only level 6 on him, while Seb has managed to crack level 8 already. What is General doing? What's his plan here?
Yes.
Good question. I said that they need to give always on a farm priority. Maybe that's that. You know, he's just buying time, always on a fly, farming on the bottom lane, getting, or at least trying to get his level 6.
DD Rune, Dragon, Wayne Rip, and Seb's in the Sandstorm. Looks for the burrow over the storm. Hand of God from Chen, buys a bit of time, and that's attempts to fight with his Chen creeps. They slap into Seb.
Look at his status bar on Storm. Jelly,
Look at this Pango.
the Overlord, boss.
Coming in with a Rolling Thunder. He wants Motel real bad, but level 5 Enigma gets surrounded by the Chen creeps as Thompson, waiting rip forward, finds the Rubik. He's going to fly down to half HP, but they turn around on them with a lift. And Thompson, they slow down the Pango, and in comes Storm again. DD Rune still going, taking down Saxa with a quick little hit. Thompson buys the trade and a killing spree, and now the wing rip to the high ground with a big shift there. He's got Earn charging, dodging, damage, but Iceberg, the kill is there. A double for the Storm Spirit. Didn't miss on that attack.
Radiant structures are
That was pretty big. Storm Spirit's level
Dire's
11.
top
He almost
tower
has
is
enough
under
money. Yeah, that's actually enough to buy
Radiant's bottom
full
tower
Orchid.
is under
Double null
attack.
bottle, full Orchid. Also has this Fairy's Trinket, level 1, that kind of fits Storm's profile. Some HP,
Radiant's
some
middle
spell
tower
damage,
is
and
under
mana
attack.
cost reduction,
Dire's
which he
top tower
really loves to
has
have.
fallen.
That's huge. And then falls back on a stack, which he's going to be able to farm up a real nice amount of money there, and he's already got his Orchid done.
Were you watching? That's how it's done.
Another one of those moments where Na'Vi, flicks that switch of aggression. From a weird move like General was like in his dire triangle, and suddenly he's mid lane ganking.
OG will need to be careful about rotating potential that Navi has. Like
Dire's
the
middle
Aura's
tower
mech is
under
already
attack.
done on Chen. Ursa has that lifesteal from Possessed Mask. Like, this is actually a very valuable team.
Oh, the Orchid.
Ursa.
Oh, ITW. Can't get away from that. He's got phase
Dire's
boots
bottom
minus.
tower is
And
under
Iceberg with his
attack.
Orchid is starting to make them pay for that little bit of greed. Smoke from the other three, though. Thompson, Seb, Saxa moving out from that mid lane, trying to catch on to General. Pangolier being shredded with that Illuminate and the Orb.
Is under attack.
Substantial magic damage and a coil now, actually in on towards on a fly, but he's under the sandstorm, pushed out. Gets caught by the blinding light from this ghost form of the Cotter, and they're diving in under tier 1, slowing the Rubik, but he's still alive. And Storm zips in, finds the jump with the Orchid, the silence and the damage. It looks like it's enough to pop Thompson.
It is.
Dire's top tower
It's
is
actually
under
enough
attack.
damage. Meanwhile, all that's happening, Ursa just pushing the top lane, farming, and I believe that's a 13-minute battle fury. This game looking really good for Navi. Like, look at the item build. Abyssal Blade. Straight by Ursa. He knows, like, I need to lock down these units, like Lifestealer, Puck, we have a bit of a limited lockdown, so I'll just get a basher, and this is your kind of cover once Enigma if it gets down to that he's gonna get a BKB eventually. But not looking good this game. No tail at the bottom of the network. 1600 gold only.
Yeah, playing his first null of the game coming. We said that we were kind of happy that there weren't map changes and math changes. The one thing that I'm a little bit sad about is that Radiant Ancient Camp and the difficulty you have stacking it. Like the box.
It got
feels like
fixed.
Still feels like it's a little bit too far up though.
It's easier to stack, that's what Patch said.
A little easier to stack, okay.
I think Gary Ice Frog probably knows better than you, so I'll just trust Ice Frog.
Fine.
Radiant
I'll
are
take that to
scanning.
heart. I will trust Ice Frog. I just know that the last patch, I hated it. Storms in, they scan, they find the lifesteal of an orchid there, and they borrow a black hole. Iceberg and V-Tube both caught inside. They'll take down the storm. V-Tube's still in there, and they're storing out the Malefice. All the Fly doesn't get the big black hole he wanted, while Seb, infested with the lifestealer, turns around with the bomb onto Rubik, catching him out with the lifestealer popping out. They finally with one fly.
Great bait, mate. I rate 8 out of 8. Definitely a good bait from OG. They read that movement really well, and they had no observer boards to scout things out, so they knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, he knew what was coming. Great turnaround. That's Iceberg giving away a decent chunk of change there. 500 gold almost to Seb. So that puts Sanking now a little closer to the Yule Scepter he's aiming for. I think he was considering Veil. He's got a crown, but decides to go for... Wait, no, never mind. He actually has it finished. Holy crap. Where did that come from? Blink and Veil and Sanking. 6,000 net worth.
Scanning.
Seb, after that first move where he had to go Burst Strike level 1, has made a tremendous comeback.
And that's an easy Roche. They know there's no black hole. I'm not sure if OG can take this fight.
Brutality is
Already down.
mine.
They're still smoked up. Trying to scout out anybody showing here from Navi. Storm Spirit offers himself in towards the mid lane. But Chen has mech with Hand of God, so difficult to bring any of these targets 100 to 0. Storm just zips in aggressively onto No-Tail. Token is there, they hit the heel. Touch from the Hero. Storm Spirit will lose the Aegis though, and OG thinking about retreating, but it's rolling thunder from General, catching RTW in the back, so the left side goes to the target. Finding Lifestealer, Seb with a great burst strike, but it's nowhere near enough to keep him alive with a stolen burst strike. Again, Ice Head gets turned, Seb slain by V2's Ursa, while Thompson, found by Iceberg, off to the right-hand side. Saxon going for a TP, will he survive?
No stun.
4 heroes down from OG, but nearly a 5-man wipe.
They lost the Aegis straight away, but won a team fight. Will take a tier 1 tower. I think OG needs Black Hole to be more threatening in a team fight. And General, what a bell, straight into the pipe, just a magic wand pipe against Puck, against Sanking, Keeper of the Light. It works really, really well here.
Yeah. Yeah, with mech, with Hand with pipe, you've got so much sustain and damage mitigation. So awfully difficult to bring down Iceberg. And then Ursa on top of it, Enrage with a Basher and a Possessed mask for Ursa Warrior. You were talking about that item being pretty good for Morphling, for Phantom Assassin. Not too shabby on the Ursa Warrior either.
Dire structures are fortified.
Does that work on Fury Wipe? Fury Swipes? Fury Wipes. Do you think that works on Fury Swipes damage as well?
Possibly. I mean, there's gonna be a lot for us to learn in this patch. I'm glad that, XP gold stayed the same. Roche, we didn't touch Roche, just he gained more armor. We need to focus on some interactions between the items. Fairy's Trinket still held by Storm Spirit, has Arcane Rune. He'll definitely need a BKB. Like, once he gets a BKB, they have nothing but the Black Hole to keep him inside.
Chen waiting for that level, 20 minute.
Top tower is under
Level
attack.
20. Waiting another 2 minutes for the Aghanim Shard to come up. And that's going to give him that Divine Favor. Cast on allies, teleport them home after 6 seconds. Potentially saving them out from danger.
Is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under
That's going to give
attack.
Storm the opportunity to ball lightning very aggressively, take, immediate pickoffs on people, then get teleported home for that refresh on his HP and mana.
Dire's top tower
OG with the mid-tier one, grouping up heavily as 5 down in that
Radiant's
southern
middle
portion of the
tower
map.
is under attack.
Thompson.
You would want to have that combo from
Dire's
Chen
top tower
earlier.
is under
Maybe they
attack.
were even not aware of this, so he's still farming.
Radiant
That Aghanim shot
top
has enough money to actually buy it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Thompson's got a TP top and address that lane. Na'Vi with a sweeping smoke bomb through to their side of the map, finding Saksa. And Storm Spirit, Vortex, doesn't have it. Well, he did, onto an illusion.
Here I am.
Dire are scanning.
Lifestealer making a hasty retreat with that TP.
Everyone needs to get out. Seb, still in the trees, has a Blink Dagger and the Veil of Discord. Maybe he wants to make a jump. There's a tier 1 tower at the bottom if they want to connect, but they need Puck. Like, Puck is kind of key to OG. He goes in, creates a bit of a mess, then Sanking follows up.
Oh my god, the Centaur stomp on the Enigma. That allows Iceberg to go straight on top of No Tail. A few more hits there, held down by General Swashbuckle. Great pickoff. OG are setting up onto the Ursa Warrior. They saw him move in here, but
Dire's
RTW
middle
can't
tower
close the
is under
gap.
attack.
And Seb not able to jump towards the Fuzzy Wuzzy. Saksa. Spirit form Illuminate. Not finding anybody. And the smoke from Na'Vi. Gonna
And
get popped
another
on that
one.
high ground.
From Saksa, Chakra Magic is maxed out. They don't have that one hero that really benefits from Chakra Magic. Like maybe Enigma with the Midnight Pulse. Just lower the cooldown a bit. Sanking is okay. Puck is decent, nothing too special.
Yeah, it's not like the Kotl TV we used to see like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's not
Bringing that
Coddle,
Metamorphosis down.
Dragonite, Coddle plus Night Stalker combo.
Oh yeah, God, that Kotl DK was sickening. Perma, double stun. Lifestealer out on his own. They do make the move forward. Rage is there, and RTW. Thompson jumping with a 2-man coil, focusing Rubik with a good burrow strike. They're going to try and bring down Wolves on a fly. The Sandstorm's there, they illuminate. Finally, Thompson brings him down, but in comes the bear. The bear comes through them. Motel Sansa both drop, and they've got the Rolling Thunder connecting on Seb twice. And he's got Thompson. Back to the trees he goes. Lifestealer has to jump out of the creep and Rage. Back towards his tier 2s. Thompson's going to stand his ground and fight with the way he rips for the ball line against the wall. He wants RTW desperately hunting for the Lifestealer and V2 with the counters that Ursa Warrior. Fight back from the TPs down on his bottom lane. They're just going to feed them all away more. Keep away. Maybe they'll bring down General. Thompson's one is going to pipe and shield crash. Oh God, brings it back to almost full. Saksa forced out back, but he's dead. V2 now unstoppable and they know where Thompson is. The big ball lightning. Iceberg did 90% of Thompson's HP with that one.
Oh man, OG just falling apart in this game. They can't catch a break. Navi playing
Dire's
pretty
middle
much
tower is
flawlessly.
under attack.
That item build from General, straight up pipe just to keep them alive with the mech and Hand of God, allowing them to survive through any initial burst that OG does.
And they're focusing his Enigma so early on in the fights, we just don't see the black hole from Motel.
It's a position with Enigma.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of rough one for him.
And he's trying to save up the Blink Dagger, something that maybe could turn a fight around.
So Tango now has Shard and has Magic Immunity. Can be casting Rolling Thunder to temporarily hit the brakes.
Dire's
Nice.
bottom tower is under attack.
Can cast Rolling Thunder and Shield Crash during roll up.
Dire's structures
And they are using this
So yeah,
Chen
it's good.
Shard as well on the Storm Spirit. He's trying to go for the pickoffs, like ball lightning in onto the Enigma. Wait, is it going? Does he make it all the way? Oh, he was close, but Seb dies down bottom lane. It's everywhere. And there it is. The roll up, he's going to roll through and kill off No Tail. Seb both down while OG, they're bleeding out. Trunk chase towards Saxon now. It's RTW. Battling into General, will be bashed up immediately by V-Tune. No more rage. He's trying to invest in the puck or something, but he's standing there with Iceberg arriving. It's another kill.
performance from Navi, man. General, his itemization, and getting that shard, it actually allows him, like, if this game drag hot coil doesn't do that much. This is something that I did not think of, because I was not aware what it does. But it's actually a great counter to Puck, so, you know, this matchup should not be the same anymore, where you're like, you might see, you know, a core Pangolier, and he gets this 1400 gold item, gets a magic immunity. I thought he might not be able to cast it, but he can, so that's pretty sick, actually. Yeah.
5 seconds remaining. Navi's turn to ban. OG's turn to ban.
Welcome back everyone here to your grand final for the OGA Dota Pit European CIS. We've got OG taking on NAVI. Lacoste all dressed up in his beautiful Santa hat. I've got my Christmas stocking that I've had since I was about 6 years old. And look, I've been a good boy this year, bringing me some excellent Dota 2 with a new patch. Lacoste, we've seen some amazing stuff over the past couple of days.
By one, they fall. Reap your harvest and protect your soul.
Navi's turn to ban. OG's turn to ban. Navi's turn to pick.
Yeah, let it ride until TI. Let's see what this patch can bring us. Phoenix and Chen being removed out by OG. We saw the strength of that Chen Aghanim shard, sending Storm back to base after some long zips and allowing him to refill and return to battle was pretty damn nasty, and a good tempo hero that Navi were exceptional at exploiting.
It was, and it reminded me of a combination, the fountain hooks. If someone wants to test that out, see if it works, you know, Chen plus Pudge, feel free to tweet at me at Lacoste Dota if it works. Not sure what was the change when, you know, people complained about it. What was that, like TI3 era, I believe?
It was a long, was it TI2? I can't remember now. It's a long ass time ago.
Could have been TI2, maybe TI3. So Navi opens up.
Nasty combo.
Yeah, Navi opens up with Lina. Last time they did it, it was Lina plus Slardar. OG. Oh, there's no morph, so they just go with the standard Earth Spirit. Some teams need more time to see how patch develops, like to see what's good, what's not. They need to play more games. Someone, you know, just feels really good at the start. Feels like they got a really good read on it.
Well, they were offered up the Lina Slardar, which did very well game one, and something that Navi have been playing a lot recently, but instead opting to go for the Doom this early, I guess expecting it to be banned later on, and giving Iceberg his hero in that first phase.
Yeah, this is most def mid-Doom. Position 3 Doom doesn't pressure enemy. Safe lane and Phantom Assassin picked up by OG this time. I still feel you need to ban out Slaughter. It's also possibly a good matchup against the mid-Doom. You can run Slaughter as a mid because you know the matchup. So I expect Navi to ban it out. And they also don't have the first pick, so they can't get it for themselves.
Yeah, because he's got pretty low armor, and that crush and bash coming in from Slaughter really makes the Doom suffer. Well, there goes Magnus to start things off. Empowered PA, also a very good combination of heroes, not wanting OG to get their hands on it. Now it's time to see what more respect OG has up against Navi's drafts. So we saw, you know, the mid-silencer, we saw that Oracle come out as the sustain, and it looked decent around that PA Slardar, but that was the core of the draft, right? PA Slardar was the jump, the catch, the kill. And then game 2, Ursa Warrior was the matchup against the Lifestealer, which Navi picked up. That really did accelerate them into that mid-game incredibly quickly. It's a step away from what OG have been doing recently. No big wombo combos, no Phoenix, no Magnus, no big teamfight ultis, but great mobility, good gap close, Phantom Strike, and the Rolling Boulder here from Earth Spirit. Get on top of people like Lina very quickly.
Yeah, great chase potential already from OG, especially once Phantom Assassin hits that level 15, the extra cast range on the Blink Strike. I would just scrolling through the heroes that Navi played when they played against Phantom Assassin, and there aren't
10
really
seconds
many
remaining.
times they played against
Turn to
PA.
ban.
Like, they played Void Spirit as their offlaner when they were playing into Phantom Assassin. Something that General really likes to play. The other guy is 33. The rest of the teams pretty much played on the mid.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, true. Thinking about General's heroes just for a second.
5 seconds
Batrider against
remaining.
PA, is that pretty good for Batrider? Because PA can
Depends.
still jump away.
Yeah, she can jump away, but depends like which position 5 Phantom Assassin is paired up with. Oracle's still in the pool.
I would like to see the No-Tail Oracle come back out. Get away from the very greedy draft of Game 2 with that Kotal and Enigma as their support duo.
Also, Navi did not play Viper.
Navi's turn to ban.
Well, I mean, good, but kinda annoying.
The nasty hero.
10 seconds
He
remaining.
primarily plays melee heroes, doesn't he? The kind of hardcore initiation
5
heroes
seconds
here for
remaining.
Navi. They do remove the Mars and the Slardar, taking out a lot of that team fight initiation from him. But that also means that Navi don't have to ban it themselves. That's probably thrown them for a loop. Navi thinking, we'll ban the Slardar and OG do it for them.
Yeah, that's actually
OG's
great for
turn to
Navi.
ban.
They ban out Enigma, even though they have Doom, but still, sometimes that threat of a black hole does not allow you to play the Dota the way you want, to maneuver into team fights, because you need to be spread out.
It forces you to change your plans very quickly. Like if you
Yeah,
want to do the
exactly.
10
PA,
seconds
you want to
remaining.
line strike array someone else, you have to very quickly adapt to what's happening with that.
Turn to pick.
Man, the triple bans on general heroes.
General in the last game, he was amazing.
Navi
One hero I
turn
consider
I speak
as
for
a
the
counter
trees.
to Doom is like a Centaur, where you just run away from Doom, reset. Underlord is the other guy that kind of does the same thing. Nature's Prophet picked up. Seen a couple of position 5 Nature's Prophet. Alliance played it as position
10
4
seconds
on
remaining.
Hanskin. So still very flexible. Could be the offlane as
5
well.
seconds
So you're not
remaining.
revealing anything yet.
Could also be the mid against Doom, right? Because that's another lane matchup that Doom doesn't really like to play into.
I don't think he cares that much. Like, has some extra region, can devour his treants. Seems okay.
Okay. I was
They're
just thinking,
better heroes to pick up against Doom if you want to counter him in the lanes. Like, Monkey King is still available.
True. Navi, time to start opening up your draft. You've got your Lina Doom. Lina could still be moved into the hands of Always Want to Fly. We've seen them do that in the position 5. But this should be one or the other, Roger. Or Always Want to Fly's hero coming out here.
OG's turn
At a
to
time
pick.
thinking about it, Undying. So it will be the 4 Lina. 5 Undying.
Navi's turn to
Solar's going to be pretty valuable here to heal up.
Okay, so
Because,
that's
yeah.
their mid lane for sure. Like, this is Dobson's hero against Doom. Doom will struggle against that, like the constant harassment. So they need a hero.
10
What do they need?
seconds remaining.
It's very limited. They need some kind of a lockdown
5
coming up from
seconds
their
remaining.
position 3 that can initiate into a team fight. What did we suggest, Gary?
And there's like clockwork there, right? He's got gap close onto the silencer, vision to find out where, Nature's Prophet, silencer, PA are. Only the PA right now can get out of the cogs, and General is an exceptional, mastermind on that clockwork. What did you say you bought? Like 4 bracers or something?
3 bracers and the casual gauntlets of strength plus power treads on strength. Had like 2000 HP.
Tanky boy. Leaving V-Tune's hero till a little bit later. They have been last picking General's hero quite often throughout these drafts.
Navi's turn to ban.
There's the Batrider.
It's a good Batrider game. Like, they have no counterplay to it. it's most likely gonna be Nature's Prophet 5 or the offlane Silencer mid. That's my read, how OG drafted so far.
And that's a pretty good, Lotus Orb or Yule's, Dispel carrier, basically, right, against the Global Silence. Once you've got Boots of Travel, Blink Dagger, you can think about the Lotus Orb as kind of your third item.
I think this game he might go for a bit of a different stuff, like Boots of Travel into BKB to have a way of dispelling things, and they have no abilities that go through Magic Immunity, so might be the item build.
5 seconds
The
remaining.
tough one is Batrider into Silencer matchup. If you get the Arcane Curse on you, then you're like, it's gonna be tough. So they ban out the 2 heroes with the Dispel mechanic, 1 offlane, 1 position 5. Just to be sure, because Nature's Prophet can't be flexed and they want to have all things covered.
Yeah, then banning out that Spectre late game security against the Phantom Assassin. We still could see the Troll Warlord or something along those lines come out for V-Tune. We were looking at the Silver Edge mechanics and changes. Yeah, Slark also taken out. That Silver Edge carrier against the PA is a good shout. Also Dark Pact against Silencer and Earth Spirit. Really nice to have against Silencers. Because the Echo Saber got changed a little bit with no more Echo Saber building into it. It is just that Oblivion Staff now. But in fact, the Terrorblade for Na'Vi, going for the more ranged attack approach against the Phantom Assassin.
Ooh, what do they need? They need some beefy guy, possibly Aura Carrier, that can match up against Terrorblade. What about
5
Underlord?
seconds remaining.
Underlord doesn't sound too bad, because you have position 4 Earth Spirit that can go in. You're always gonna have that thing covered.
You may now select
there's the dogs, yeah.
heroes.
Not the best combination. There isn't really vac into anything. Vac into Sprout, that sounds awesome. Vac into Arcane Curse.
Try not to break the trees. Vac into Magnetize. So it will be that Thompson Silencer, you called it. No-Tail Prophet on that Pos 5. Seb, the offlane Darkseer with RTW, PA, Saxa, Earth Spirit, all matching up pretty nicely there. And Na'Vi, everything as expected. Roger, Lena, Iceberg, Doom. Always want to fly Undying. General on the Batrider, and V-Tune the Terrorblade as we get ourselves ready for Game 3 with Na'Vi leading 2-0 in this best of 5 here for Dota Pit Season 4. And looking at this Thompson Silencer, is it going to be an E-Blade Silencer, do you reckon?
Could be. I mean, why not? If you steal a lot of intelligence, then you amplify all the damage with your int. Sounds like the best choice he can go for.
Blow up the Terrorblade. Just a bit sad he doesn't have any nuke damage from anybody else.
I'm being a bit sarcastic because Thompson is, always buying E-Blade no matter what. But it looks like a really good Terrorblade game. Phantom Assassin. We've seen this exact matchup yesterday when ILTW played TB into Phantom Assassin, but it was a old patch. I don't think Satanic and
How many daggers am I holding up? How many daggers am I holding up?
Worst enemy. Your own worst enemy.
no status resistance. Still could be a good item here to be more tanky and have that lifesteal, since you don't care too much about status resistance. Look at their heroes. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, slow you, crit you, sprout you? You don't care about that. Like, this is not affected by status resistance.
Alright, you can just tank up instead. Go Skirty. Well, a pause. Who started this? Always on a fly says he's ready, so I guess it's OG. Holding things up a touch. Now we'll see how we get out onto these lanes. Bat plus Lena, not the conventional off-lane Lena duo with the tight under gush and we've seen before. But Sticky Napalm with that Firefly and a lot of long-range damage from Roger definitely could take people down very quickly.
Everyone's tipping ILTW.
How many daggers am I holding up? How many daggers am I holding up?
Even No-Tail getting involved there. Joining the spam onto the PA.
So starting with boots of speed. Interesting. I guess he wants to be able to outrun Undying, and they might swap things around, like seeing how they're trying to set up the lanes, put TB against Phantom Assassin bottom possibly. Right now they're just hiding heroes in the trees.
So does that mean they're looking for the Bat versus Darkseer matchup?
Possibly. Yeah. Phantom Assassin can blink away, Earth Spirit can roll
30
away,
seconds
Darkseer
to
can
battle.
use Surge, but still you pressure the Darkseer, like he does not want to use his Surge to just run away, and with this type of build, like, you have 57 damage, you're relying on Ion Shell. I mean, Batrider also not the hero that has the most damage, 4-6, he's one of the lowest.
Yeah, reliant on that sticky napalm. Sax's Earth Spirit up here.
The battle
He's pinging out that he wants to try and drag that second wave, which we see a lot from him. And they do have that double Iron Shell combo with Earth Spirit and that Darkseer. A little bit of a fight down bottom lane. No-Tail sending his Treants forward. Getting a couple of stick charges too, so a pretty good start for the Nature's Prophet there. We'll be with that PA against Terrorblade, Undying, and Alina tri-laning Na'Vi. Trying to bring the pain. Spot out No-Tail. Try and kill off his Treants. Looking to secure that early farm for the Terrorblade.
Two supports doing a very good job, just zoning out one support, who would have guessed?
Exceptional work. And yeah, up at that top lane, Sax is going to pull away. Try and get himself to level 2. Drag it across. Puts that Darkseer in a bit of a sticky spot up against all this napalm stacking in general. So they'll need their magic sticks and stuff like that up here pretty quickly. Also gets the D-ward on the large camp, so Saxa can start pulling. Mid lane, Iceberg 5-0. Thompson gonna lay the pressure on him, forcing the salve. As Roger
And
loses
intelligence stolen. Already on a mid lane. Like, it's a ton of harassment coming out from Silencer. Still Doom used the healing cell, needs to bring some extra regeneration.
On the retreat back, Vichu takes a couple of hits from RTW. Nature's Prophet is making this a little bit awkward. Like Roger and always on a fly, they don't have a setup stun. And No-Tail's pretty speedy, able just to walk away from any of these. Like, yeah, they're using Light Strike around creeps. Try and kill off the Treants.
Yeah, bottom lane is fine as long as Terrorblade is getting the CS that he wants.
And they will force No-Tail back at long last. They can start playing forward in front of that creep wave a bit. This leaves General
having too much fun on the top lane, denying a couple of CS from Seb. Also saving the point in case like they decide to dive, whether he needs to flame break, take people away from him, or if he needs to take it to the skies.
Yeah, CSing very well under tower, even with that pretty pathetic base damage. Seb will just farm through the camp as he pulls the dire wave in there. As mid lane, Doom at half HP. He was looking out for any creeps that he wanted to try and devour and grab up early, but a great roll from Saxa kicks him back into Thompson. And here we go with the Silencer, whacking into the Doombringer, pops him out. First blood and +2.
Last word.
Easy +2. Doom didn't bring in any extra regeneration. And something that Doom struggles with is mana pool, so losing that -2 already at the start could, you know, set him back quite a bit. Still
That's a good
refuses to
point.
buy any kind of regen.
Just one Fairy Fire is all he's got for now. And Thompson level 4, going to start trying to levy that advantage
Radiant
a bit more.
structures are
Down
fortified.
bottom though, No-Tail and Saxa closing in on Always Want to Fly, but he just turns and swipes into the Prophet with a quick Soul Rip. Light Strike around to RTW as well, keeps that pressure going, and like you said, as long as Vichu's here happily farming, this is something that Na'Vi have set up for.
They need to help out Doom on a mid lane, but they don't have that, you know, position 4 hero like clockwork Earth Spirit Tusk that just rotates with the Boots of Speed and gets a kill. So it's gonna be much tougher. Doom might need to hit the jungle, see what he can find.
And what does he find? Stacking a camp and he finds a centaur. Still no Overfrost Mage or Alpha Wolf or anything cool like that for him. So he's going to actually try and farm the stack.
4 null talismans. You know, the thing I say whenever I see like Ricky with a 3-way bands, they want to win this game. I don't know what the
Roll in.
Yeah.
In the middle of them all, and Vici with that Metamorphosis just piling the damage towards the Earth Spirit. Pops his wand at a Fairy Fire, Saxa back to the high ground. He's gonna survive. Always on a fly though, with the final decay does take him down in the end. Roger getting chased back a bit by RTW, but Vici is this big monster, and the Light Striker Ray connects on no tail. Again, popping the wand, and he has a salve to fall back on in the jungle. But the forcing here of OG to play the tri-lane versus tri-lane doesn't feel too good for them.
V-Tune farming 28 CS, 22 CS on Phantom Assassin.
Trying to guard the bounty runes, forces the surge, but Saxa should get one of these bounties.
General?
7 stacks of napalm, that's pretty cool, but General low on HP. He's trying to commit for this. He's going for the dive, he's under the tower, he's looking to kill off Seb, he's not going to get it.
I mean, he got to 9 napalm stick charges. If somehow he managed to get like an extra second of Firefly on top of him, that would have been a kill. Not sure why he decided to die, because he still had enough money to buy a bottle, bring it with the courier, reset. I think they could have gotten the kill on him, but...
And that allows Seb to get double bounties. Refills his bottle very nicely. All of these lanes outside of the bottom one looking pretty rough for Na'Vi, but they do Light Striker a bottom, and again it comes to nothing. Doom being contested by Saxa with the Iron Shell on him, and Iceberg is pretty much just jungling at this point. Level 5 Doom with a level 7 Tops and Silencer rolling forward. Saxa catches, looking for Iceberg with a pop, not enough damage. Gets away with the face boot, Scorched Earth, returning to Fountain. Thompson's going to be level 8 by the time Iceberg
bottom,
level 6.
no tail, dropping very low. One more click, should do.
And Vici gets himself up there. 1 kill on the Terrorblade, feeling real nice for Na'Vi. But it's a lot of commitment and a lot of resources to try and defend Vici down here, while RTW is still farming. He's got 32 CS, no deaths. OG feeling pretty comfortable.
Mid tower is gonna drop. And they're committing. Saxa taking some
Roger.
tower hits just to keep Siege Creep alive. Always wanna fly. If Doom it was level 6, they would probably try to kill Thompson.
No tail just TP'd in behind them. Finds the snipe on him, and RTW with a kill in his bottom lane now. And it's like you're saying, always want to fly in that mid lane trying to defend the tier 1. Iceberg does have Doom, and he's got a fluffy little hat on the Doombringer.
It's a winter. He needs to protect his ears. It's getting really cold. What do you even get from that? Falcon Blade doesn't sound that great. Orb of Corrosion.
Yeah, it feels like just a little item he's bought to try and tank himself up a bit. Flamebreak top, Seb being chased by General. But again, it's just a surge, and the defense here from Saxa enough to deter the Batrider from going any deeper.
It looks like a much better game for OG, where mid lane is doing extremely well. 1200 gold difference between the mid laners 8 minutes in, so that's pretty big. If someone can catch up, that's Doom. You know, just having Max Devour. But also they need someone to be on the mid lane and try to collect experience.
Is an honor.
Finally finds the Alpha Wolf he's been waiting for. He's been stacking camps pretty religiously and not getting anything, but the Surge Iron Shell Saxa roams in onto Always Wanna Fly in that mid lane. Soul Rip to try and keep himself alive, can turn with a decay, but Thompson's a double damage rune here to really secure this kill, and another +2 for him, while Nature's Prophet snipes out the courier and spots out the Terrorblade as he's in the triangle already.
Warriors of the wood.
They need to either swap the lanes So Terrorblade goes to the top, or he just, you know, bails to the jungle. That's scan connected, so he's a bit afraid. There's already a rotation from the Batrider just to keep him safe if something happens. He popped that meta, so wants to farm the Ancients.
And they're even swapping the Batrider down bottom as well, looking to make that long defensive wall in front of the triangle with the two supports and the offlaner.
Radiant are scanning.
Radiant scan does clip onto the two heroes roaming down bot. LTW has his perseverance, gets into the blur, and Phantom strikes up, but the tombstone's there, and General chasing. They're on top of the PA with no one here to save him. Terrorblade in the meanwhile, though, he's been found out in that jungle, and they've got LTW as a trade-off at the very least.
So carry for carry trade. Man, this is such a sick item on Silencer, the Witchblade. Because it gives slow by 25% and deals 1 times your intelligence as damage every 3 seconds for 3 seconds. Every 1 second for 3 seconds.
Under attack.
And he's got the Fairy's Trinket as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
This
attack.
Silencer is absolutely stacked. He's going to be doing some massive damage. Top lane, no tail. Does get doomed up by Iceberg, making his first real move out here on the map. Position 5 profit. Dropping there as a freebie for the Doombringer.
Haste!
He's now got 2,000 gold saved up, actually. You know, that Devour, up to level 4 now. You said if there's someone who can catch up, it's him. Absolutely right.
Gets the drums. Drums now have 8 charges, and he might go for Orb of Corrosion on Doom, because I just saw him flying out both Blightstone and Orb of Venom.
Interesting. Very interesting.
General, bottom lane, where's the roll?
Trying to catch out General. There it is, on top of the Batrider with a wall line as well. And there's Thompson with a big hit. A double kill for your Silencer. 10 bonus int. Already stacked up as he returns back to mid. And yeah, the Doom, Phase Drums, Orb of Corrosion. So 150 HP, and then, of course, that Blightstone and Orb of Venom combined passive effect when he's clicking on people.
Dire's bottom tower is under
13%
attack.
move slow.
No-tail again. Light Striker Ray. And here's Iceberg with a Laguna Blade from Roger. It's an easy one. Give Vici a bit more room up here as well to maybe push that tier 1 tower.
They're a bit limited on tower damage if Terrorblade is not there, so they need to play around him. Batrider farming slowly
Dire's
his
middle
boots of
tower
travel.
is under attack.
Just pops the smoke for himself and Undying. Undying is level 6.
Who are they going to find? Sweeping through that jungle. No-tail just TP's top, helps out Saxa to try and finish off that top tier 1 tower. PA TP's mid lane. As Terrorblade moves down bottom, a lot of shuffling around the map here as everyone's trying to find these safe areas, looking for ganks from the rest of them. It looks like RTW is going to be fine just to throw some daggers onto the
Dire's
Lina mid
top
lane.
tower is under attack.
And they'll lose yet another tier 1 Navi.
Dire's
Top
top
tower
tower
gone, no
has
tail
fallen.
clears it up. The rest of them smoking in towards mid lane. Earth Spirit. Iron shelled up. 2 urn charges ready to roll forward. And
Radiant's
Silencer level
bottom tower
11 with
is
the
under
Witchblade
attack.
ready. Some hefty right and clicks going to be coming from him as they
I just want to see that damage.
That's what I'm watching for too. They roll, doesn't connect. General Fireflies to the high ground. They pop the tombstone down. That's Iceberg with a double damage rune. Swiping into Saxa. Decent flame break drags it back, but he rolls away and Seb has the mech. No casualties there, but OG forced the hand of Navi to expend a couple of their spells.
And Vitune did not pop his meta, so he can have it for a fight if OG wants to go in. And it seems like OG wants to take the fight, considering how farmed this Silencer is. He's 6 spotted.
No tail in. He's body blocked him up with the treants and they're all connecting in. They've got the wall dropped on Vitune, trying to heal him with a soul rip. Keep that teaming out there. Does have the Sunder, but he's silenced up with the global, and the body blocks from No Tail, keeping that Terrorblade trapped in place. With Sansa, just whoa, the damage onto that Helena, massive, lasso back towards the tier 3 though, dragging Sansa in, trying to speed away the sword, but he has to stand his ground. Finally falls, but in comes RTW, Flamebroker, turned back, Doom and killed, OG are diving tier 3s. they've lost out two of their big core heroes. Na'Vi make the defense, even though they lose the Terrorblade, gonna feel pretty good about that. Now Notel, the TP home, tries to get himself out and succeeds.
Dire's bottom tower
I
is
mean,
under
there's still
attack.
tower and T2 tower sitting at the bottom, and somehow ILTW and Silencer ended up in enemy base. But this is the item to get the Silencer. Witchblade sounds really amazing. You can see the power of it. They also did a very good job just controlling, not overlapping their spells, controlling the Terrorblade so he can get his ulti off. TB still very squishy, but we'll have to see. Phantom Assassin still needs also 1,000 gold. I think this fight was supposed to be farming instead, finishing off Battle Fury while the rest of the team is fighting.
Listening to Notel's calls of go more, we can kill them all.
I think it's Dobson who's actually saying it. He's like, I want to see the power of this Witchblade.
Ultimately finds Roger, and they've got Notel coming. TP on top of that Lena. No one here to save her. It's another +2 for Thompson as well. He comes in to claim it. RTW gets the kill, of course. Closes in on the Battle Fury that you're mentioning.
And looking at the Silencer's items, like it's
color coded, right?
coordinated. Yeah, that gives me a very high value, you know, just looking at it. And all the spells are kind of purple as well, because Arcane Curse icon changed, Glaves of Wisdom has changed.
Very aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, exactly.
Thompson's going to clear through some jungle
Radiant's
camps there,
middle tower is
while
under
Seb
attack.
is lurking bottom
Dire's
at
top
tier
tower
1.
is under
He's
attack.
being dived.
On Batrider. Unfortunately, that's not a flying vision anymore, so...
Please show me my life easier.
General can't spot him. 1,000 gold saved up there for General after the boots of travel, so we'll see where he heads. You mentioned BKB as a pretty good item here against all of these spellcasters of OG. Could be what he aims for.
BKB feels really good because they have no abilities that goes through Magic Immunity, and then he can do whatever he wants, get a Blink Dagger after that, just for the initiation, because they really lack it.
And you'll have a pretty good timing with double BKB. You know, Doom's going for one, Batrider will have it, and the TB. Oh, they've actually got a lasso here, Tombstone. Thrown out to secure the kill on Sax. A good little block there on the roll away in General. Allows Iceberg to take the kill. But yeah, you'll have double BKB, and then this big old Terrorblade has his Manta style. Probably won't have the Skadi by that time, but he'll still be ready to fight.
I think
Na'Vi
he
want to
just wants
smoke.
to tank up, have more HP, and now with the Manta style, spelling things, there's the global. Dobson is out.
Radiant's
Global
bottom
into
tower
TP
is
home.
falling.
Oh, they force it. All they need to do now is figure out where the rest of OG are, because inside the pit, ILTW and Notel with Medallion and these Treants tanking it up, they are slowly chipping away at Roshan. It's not fast by any means, and
It's
they
not
might have to
fast.
give up soon.
And Navi's not aware of that. Saksa comes, he doesn't bring
Radiant structures
damage.
are fortified.
Like, his right
Radiant's
clicks
bottom
are
tower is under
really not
attack.
that high. With the Medallion, it's okay, but that's gonna take a while. Here comes Seb. Let's see what he can do.
Well, he's got mech. Try and heal up the rest of his squad as they do bring Roshan down now with Thompson's arrival. The right-click damage becomes apparent.
Roshan has
While
fallen
Terrorblade
to the
following
Radiant.
back in his triangle, as Na'Vi will realise Aegis in the hands of Thompson now is going to be a big thorn in their side. Also gets himself a Force Staff on the Silencer now. Has that ability to engage from these fights. Oh, it's drums on the Batrider, so double drums on Na'Vi. Smoking up together, a 5-man group up, even with the Terrorblade. Wants to get some use out of the Metamorphosis.
8 charges and drums. That
Or
feels
PA.
very weird to see that number. She does
Yeah,
not have
it
BKB. She does not have way of escaping things. Global Silence is up in 30. Also, she did not have Aegis. Thompson is the one holding it. Oh man, that damage.
Thompson just slays them. Well forward, threads the needle. Tombstone dropped on the high ground. And Seb, he TP'd out, but he's made his way back in. Right on the way, does catch 3 with a little bit of play, but the damage is still lacking with the mech, keeping them sustained. They focus the Tombstone down, trying to bring it down to that. Notel Prophet going, but the Aegis is dropped. Sans is still deep as the TB and the Doom. They're standing inside this wall, bringing Notel out. Another vacuum in, forced to asunder onto Thompson. Roll across will put Saxa in danger, and Thompson's about to drop here. NAVI, they're able to actually win that fight out in the end. With taking down Aegis, killing off Thompson, and that was everything spent by OG and still falling flat.
I was wondering where damage is, and then suddenly I see TB just, heavy lifting the team. Not the best Doom, used on Phantom Assassin, just getting her out of the fight. Scorched Earth was on
Radiant's
cooldown,
bottom
and
tower is
there was
under
no
attack.
follow-up because they couldn't cross through that wall. But the second initiation, if Felina did not land at LSA, they probably don't get any kills and they fall back, because it looked pretty rough for them.
Yeah, Ether Lens Fairy's trinket there for the Lina. Really great Light Strike array from Roger. And that was even with Batrider dying like immediately in that fight. But it was a fight without that global silence. Thompson has it for the next one, but without
Dire's
Aegis, of
top
course.
tower is under attack.
And it feels like OG still need a bit more time to get this PA online, get her scaling into that BKB. It's also fighting at a tombstone is so difficult. You can see the focus from OG there to try and bring it down as quickly as they could.
They don't have that guy that just right-clicks the tombstone.
Yeah, Silencer doesn't want to waste time on
Radiant
it.
are scanning.
PA can't really, so it has to be the Prophet that just stands there and clicks the tomb.
The city's a fort.
Saxa knows where the Terrorblade is.
I have to check
Gonna run straight
manually,
in.
sorry Gary, if there are any, shards upgrades. Still don't see anyone having one.
Yeah, 20 minutes in. Good shout. Gonna have to get used to that timing now. 20 minutes. Is anyone buying shards?
One item that really got buffed on TB is Aghanim Scepter. Like, he doesn't really want to go for it as, second, third item, but maybe as a fifth item, he could consider getting it. He can use that wave even when he's in melee form, and he also transforms into ranged for 10 seconds. Could make a hell of a lot of a difference.
Yeah, it's kind of like, Swift Slash from Juggernaut, right? You don't waste your kind of ulti ability, but you've got a mini one there just to pop for a quick and easy fight. That's a good point, because previously you had to be in meta form to use that
Radiant's
Aghanim's
bottom
upgrade, which
tower is
always felt a
under
little
attack.
bit weird. RTW is going to have BKB very shortly, and that's what OG are very patiently waiting for. Sitting back, not making any moves just yet. As NAVI keep accelerating their farm. The Doom who had an atrocious laning stage. Now second in net worth, he's 2,000 ahead of that Silencer.
Give me a break. Is this what we're gonna see all the time? General going for E-Blade? Well, someone has to make E-Blade.
Who's out? We talk about mech carrier, we're talking about catch, we're talking about tower damage. Now it's like, wait, we need a hero that buys E-Blade, guys.
It makes sense.
Dire's courier
It's a
has
save
been killed.
against certain
Oh, they
abilities.
do have Thompson. No-Tail TP didn't kill the courier, but Thompson's just getting run down here. Maybe denied. Oh, Thompson's down. No-Tail doesn't even bother trying. Flame broken back into the lasso, drag from General, and the rest of NAVI circle around the Nature's Prophet for a double kill on Iceberg.
Doom already used 7 charges of drums, so every single time something happens, he's just gonna pop it.
Is under attack.
Like, this is actually sick. If you have 2 drums in a team, that's 16 charges. I don't think we're gonna see 16 fights here. You can use it for Roche, you can use it for tower pushing. If you feel you're threatened, just
Radiant's
pop it to
middle
get the
tower
extra
has
move
fallen.
speed out of it.
Oh, they find the PA. Flame Break pushes her a little bit closer. Phantom Strike down to the low ground. Set there. Make sure ILTW does escape. With Lotus and Mech, Seb is that big team fight saving hero, really holding everything. But we used to talk pretty heavily about Darkseer against Doom back in the old days. Darkseer is that one guy that holds the key to the team fights. The Vax, the Wall, the Mech, and the Lotus Orb. If you Doom him, all of that is just worth absolutely nothing.
True. If you doom someone else, he might just use Surge and that guy gets out of the fight.
Absolutely.
Radiant's
very
top
limited
tower is under
lockdown.
attack.
Coming out from Navi. Like General's Flaming Lasso, LSA, these are pretty much their only stunts that they have.
Dire's
I see
bottom
Lina
tower
queuing
is
up
under
Shard.
attack.
Laguna Blade upgrade increases Laguna Blade cast range and causes it to the full cast length.
hit all units
Yes.
along the way.
Yeah. So it's AoE Laguna Blade for 1400 gold. Not too bad.
Excuse me?
Sure,
Jesus Christ.
like if you compare this to Jetpack coming out from Clockwork, like what?
Oh, Saxon nearly had General there, very close with the roll. And General, come on, you have a Grove Bow that Terrorblade would probably like to have himself. Just holding onto the neutral item in the backpack.
Under attack.
General's like, maybe if I amplify damage with the Grove
Radiant's
Bow
top
and
tower
I
is
get
under
that
attack.
E-Blade, you know, just keep stacking it. So Silencer with his shard upgrade kind of deals much better against the illusions, and he can farm
Dire's
faster because
bottom
it
tower
bounces.
has fallen.
Yeah, bouncing
Dire's bottom
pure
tower
damage
is
as well.
under attack. Radiant's top tower
Okay.
is under attack.
We'll see how that goes. And maybe you mentioning the Gleipnir as well, that Rodovatos Maelstrom might come a little bit later. We'll see what he does with it. As they do drums pop in towards mid, it's the silence saves them from the bat, and the global
Dire's
comes.
bottom tower is under attack.
Initiation still trying to flow forward from OG onto the Lina as the Nature's Wrath bounces around. OG Smoke still wanting to take this fight on the high ground, while Navi are like, yeah, you know what, you guys can stay up there.
General almost died to the Spirit Vessel, Arcane Curse, Last
Dire's
Word,
bottom tower is under attack.
and Witchblade damage over time.
Oof. That is a little bit painful. And they're pinging him out again. That rider thinks he's safe hiding in the trees here, but OG knows exactly where he is. Where's Prophet TPing to?
And he's being
Nowhere right now, he's been
General
found. Roll from
doesn't
Saxon, not
connect.
hitting on top of him perfectly, but he does have that second roll in, catching him out and backing back General. The Soul Rip only buys a second worth of life, and another roll. Saxon just keeps on going. How many rolls does this man have? Always on a fly trap in the Sprout, Glimmer kicks back, and the sentry's there from OG to find 2 kills in a row on the bottom lane.
Dire's
Maybe
structures
thinking about
are
pressuring
falling.
high ground, because that tier 2 is already nearly dead.
They can try to go for it. Phantom Assassin. There's the courier
Radiant's
flying,
middle
I
tower
believe.
is under attack.
Nope, not yet.
Dire's bottom tower
I
has
thought
fallen.
they had Desolator finished. Man, Darkseer is actually farmed. Lotus Orb, almost full Guardian Greaves, just needs 500 gold to finish it off.
Radiant's top tower
becoming
is
huge.
under attack.
Well, maybe a little bit excited about that high ground. They do TP in mid to try and save No Tail, but Lena's already retreated. A good roll though, catching Iceberg, kicked back. He's got BKB and a TP still
Yeah,
yet to go though, and there's
Radiant's
nothing to
courier
cancel
has been
through that.
They can just TP out. Full AC about to be finished on Doom. So, giving team some extra armor against the Phantom Assassin, extra attack speed. Terrorblade still 3,000 gold, 2,000 actually, ahead of Phantom Assassin. Roche is alive, that's the second Roche. She's ages, OG already in. That's
Look
still
how much-
finished.
Thompson does so much damage into Roche with that pure glaive damage coming through. But the fact that Batrider scouted them and spent the Firefly means OG don't want to stick around for
Radiant's
it.
top tower is under attack.
Doom with Alpha Wolf on top of this TB during meta is going to be an inordinate amount of damage coming out of Navi. The focus has to be very clear and decisive to try and catch the Terrorblade, because he doesn't really have any saving abilities, right? He's got Manta, he's got Soul Rip, but apart from that, if you jump him and kill him, that is the majority of Navi's damage gone.
They can still burst him, like if they isolate him, roll Global Silence, probably Wall of Replica on top of him, will help quite a lot.
A roll from Saxa. That's very deep. Yule's immediately up from Roger's Lena, catching him with a Light Strike Array and Terrorblade's Metamorphosis. It does get spent. It feels like Navi, with a Doom moving forward, wants to try and catch. Cuts through with the Quelling Flame. Flame break there, but the Global Silence holds Navi back, and a buyback from Saxa. Also jumping in, the Doom. He BKB and turns, throws it in onto the PA, and the TB Metamorphosis shifting forward with his own BKB, looking for RTW. They'll slow down with the Scarly, bringing her down, and the Sunder's there. The TB back to full HP, and it's blown up Thompson. Laguna Blade from Roger. Here in game 3, Navi are looking like they've turned it. They're doing it onto 7 and double. Iceberg slices through him with a pits of hell, making Seb pay.
Oh, that global silence when Saksa kind of went in and they realized, like, yeah, we can try to go in, doing pops, healthy on a Phantom Assassin. There was no surge available, so Chase protected
Roger. But in comes Doom. Roger's alive with a Soul Rip Glimmer Cape. Sax and Notel, they thought they found the Lena, but instead they're going to die back on the Earth Spirit. 4 on Lena, yes, they do get the kill. But Notel, what's he going to do? Sprout? That doesn't work against the Firefly. Down you go, Nature's Prophet. It's a 5-man wipe with a +1 on that die back Earth Spirit.
And meanwhile, all that's happening, V-Tune just solo killing the Roche. What does he have? Cloak of Flames. Yeah, kind of fits the Warcraft 3 lore that we had. You know, he was Demon Hunter, right? The brother, or did he turn into Demon Hunter? Something like that. Can't really remember. It was a long time ago. And he had that immolation spell. Probably chat flaming me. How does this dumbass doesn't know who turns?
Was it Illidan?
Illidan, and yeah. Like,
what was Illidan? I genuinely can't remember now. It was a long time ago. The Demon Hunter.
Low. Keep
chat will absolutely know.
Keep watching the chat, Gary. They'll know.
They'll know when it's done. OG now without Aegis, without Cheese, still trying to play around this ILTWPA. Deso Battle Fury BKB is still a very potent hero if she's able to stick on targets. But you're looking now at a V-Tune Terrorblade with a massive amount of farm. And they smoke up behind him. Who's coming around the corner? Thompson, 4 staff. No TP for 10 seconds though, and they're still pinging. They know that he's around. General, he chases down Thompson, does get the catch on him. V-Tune Mantis to make more illusions. Get away from all that nasty damage over time from that curse.
Seeds of fortune.
Is it time for the one-punch man from Darkseer? Because it looks like they need to make a TV illusion of their own, as he does get chased down here. An Iceberg, a crit from the PA, but turns again with a Doom. Mutes up RTW, Light Strike Array, Laguna Blade, in onto the Night Blade, with a surge away, the damage will kill her. Seb couldn't save her, and now Saxa is stuck inside, they throw the wall in onto Navi, but a Sunder from the Terrorblade, keeping them all alive, and Roger with a double kill, finds the Darkseer all the way out, while Notel does successfully TP home, but it's yet again a fight where Navi find a pick-off, turn it into more.
Navi, they came prepared. Like everything is so crisp. The itemization, how they're moving, who they're targeting. They try to go on Iceberg, but man, it is tanky. You know, with that Assault Curious. Wait, what does he have so little? What? That's bug. He can't have the 4+4.
He has 4+19 on my screen.
Okay, so it's just bugged on my screen for some reason. I was like, what?
But yeah, using that Orb of Corrosion early on as a stopgap item until he gets to this point, selling it off, getting into some real hefty armor now with +34 with Shivers and AC, bringing down all of the structures outside of the OG base. No vacuum wall, no magnetize. OG all respawning to hold their high ground.
And we talked about like Dota 1 spells being reintroduced to Dota 2 with this patch. Doom's Shard upgrade is level 10. That's what was called before.
People hate on that skill, but I genuinely liked it.
You had to make him do
the catch. Always want to fly, critted down. V-Tune, he's got Aegis map to BKB, but all of OG are here. V-Tune's there, but he also got the Roger. Looking for Light Strike Array, they're going to play RTW down. They blow up Roger, thanks to Thompson. Lassos and drags him to the high ground. 4-step down, but Thompson's still in a lot of trouble. Burned to the ground while V-Tune, he's battling forward. The stun is there, and the TV illusion pops the Aegis. Just the first life. Notel Saxa now on the run, turning tail, trying to hide, but Notel is found a spot in the trees while Saxa rolls away to safety, but Notel is found. A godlike performance from Iceberg.
That fight, they try to go on Terrorblade because they saw other heroes showing on the map, and the TB That's a full Satanic. Like, Satanic got nerfed, but
Radiant's
still,
top
you
tower
get
is
a
under
bit more
attack.
damage, no status boosts. I already talked about that item on the TV during the draft, where
Radiant's top
it feels
tower
like a
is
really
falling.
good item this game, because he doesn't care about the statuses this since there are no
Radiant's top
stuns
tower
on
is
the
under
enemy
attack.
side. There are no real slows that he cares about.
Radiant's top tower.
This might be it, Gary. Like one more fight that no OG has.
It really is. And this next fight, probably going to be without global, without wall. Wall with the TV illusion seemed like the best shot they had. Backs away and leaves Iceberg on the high ground. So that is a big boy. That just still the pure damage and the jump in from the PA. BKBs and sprints away. The Sunder from V-Tune allows him to survive. It's a roll. They find the catch. That's a huge kill. OG have found the pickup they needed. Here comes Roger. Laguna Blade. It does get thrown forward. But Navi, they're in a deep here. They don't have a Terror Blade and they're still trying to battle with General. He is zapping people down. The global comes, but Thompson is crumbling. General has so much magic damage from the back wall. There's Sam. Does catch them all. Iceberg, check this on Sprout and all these illusions are ripping him apart. Like Iceberg about to catch on in. Sam picks up the triple kill.
He's keeping them in this game. The great three-man back wall and that roll from Sun's side. I don't think that was necessary for TV to use Sunder on Doom there. I think he could have gotten out and didn't have time to use Cheese nor BKB. Like, it was perfectly timed.
Absolutely
Dire's middle
gorgeous.
tower is under attack.
OG on the aggressive now. I'm not sure what that means.
Radiant are
Drawing on the map from Roger. SMG with
Dire's
Arm
middle
Heart.
tower is under
Shout out to
attack.
whoever that is. Someone close to Roger, I assume. And it's a decent fight from OG, and it's definitely a flash of brilliance from them. But is that something they can keep up? Is that something that they can do consistently?
When is next Roche? May respawn in minute and 40 seconds. Rough one, I would say. General, I would love to see just a straight up BKB from General. To be able to go in and try to find Seb with the lasso. For now, just keeping an eye back.
Coming out of their shell again, Navi. Playing into the vision, scanning forward as well. 2 observer wards down on that bottom part of the map. But OG are playing only showing Sam, who does get lassoed. The tombstone light striker race, Saxon initiates with a roll, but he gets eliminated and Sam. He's got a possible lotus sword, but they can't kill him off just yet. V2 BKB's metas up and he gets the light striker race stunned down thanks to Roger. Thompson forced the TV home. Might find Saxon, maybe no tail there on the way out. The long range stun. Roger with that cast range catches no tail, and they do lose him. Flying back available on the Prophet, but Saxon's being dragged back here. Glimmer Cape and maybe roll to the high ground. They don't quite catch him. The Prophet boys back. And OG still have 4 members here to defend their tier 4s, while V-Tune, he has arrived.
One drop the soul ring, you know, they're not falling for that bait. If you destroy it, it's Seb, yeah, so that he has enough money for buyback. But it's an old trick that worked probably once for each team until they realized we should stop doing that. Let's see the Roche spawn, might respawn in a second.
Because it reduces your net worth, right?
Yep. 50 seconds. Okay, so someone should keep an eye on that. Possibly put the courier inside the pit. Flicker, find by Doom. That's a good item. You know, just to remove the global silence. When I say good, I mean top tier in this game for Navi.
That's what we like to hear. Top tier choices.
DB, Illusion Escape.
Oof. If there weren't enough of him, and an illusion rune. If there weren't enough of him already. Jeez. No tail, off he goes. Elven tunic, fluffy hat, he is dressed to impress. But he spots some TV illusions and he's like, well, don't really want to stick around here anymore. Need to get over towards that Roshan pit once I push down this bottom wave. And the big man returns. Undying Courier spots it. OG probably going to scout with Saxa, I would assume, in a second. Oh, they don't know. Navi make their move into the pit. And this now becomes do or die for OG. This is the deciding match. If Navi are able to take this Aegis, Cheese, Aghanim Scepter, it could be that 3-0 ending.
Oh, Ags. This could be a big one. On Terrorblade that we mentioned, like free one where you have Metamorphosis for 10 seconds,
under attack.
and you have the AoE Fear. Alina finds Timeless Relic. Give that the bad right. Yeah. Who's actually having the item? Not too bad, alright.
Yeah, that's really good.
Especially with the Aghanim Center. Now they don't have a break mechanic against the Phantom Assassin.
Spirit, I guess. Over on the other side. Coming over to Saxa now, yeah. LTW trying to get into a Lincoln Sphere. Aghanim's upgrade on Doom. Aghanim's upgrade on TB. Terror Wave.
Fortified.
There for V-Tune.
Oh, so stupid. Yeah, I didn't realize.
Thompson, General is last on him up. They're going to lose the bad rider here, but if they can find the one with Iceberg sprinting forward, sprouted up though, needs to cut through the trees, but he can't do that. V-Tune's going to come into No Tail. LTW starts to trapped now, tries the Phantom Strike back to that rolling target, but they've got the stun through the Doom and the Infernal Blade. LTW dead and no buyback on No Tail. Seb's also in a spot above it here, being chased by the spine-legged Lena. Laguna bladed into Oblivion, and the lowest all came too late. A triple now for V-Tune. 2 buybacks for OG are available.
Darkseer has a wall, has a buyback, so this is their chance, because they won that one fight. Gonna contest the Roche, but they need to do it right now. This is their last set of racks, is 60 seconds. Like, everyone needs to buy back, because Navi wants to end this game.
They want to end it right now. V-Tune to the high ground, onto the tier 3. Seb and RTW both popping the buybacks. Glyph expended too. As a roll from Saxa, looks to connect, but they've got the Yules immediately from Roger. Again, onto that Earth Spirit, and V-Tune, he's standing his ground. Pop the Satanic, still has BKB, Aegis, and Sunder. And he Sunders up the PA.
Here it is.
Die back on RTW, they move for Thompson now. Navi, they're doing it. They've got the K with the BKB, they're going to mean nothing. As the Doom charges forward, Saxa going to qualify. The turnaround from Thompson, it means something as he's staying alive, and V-Tune's going to fall. But the Laguna Blade from Roger secures yet another kill, while Doom also dies in the trees. General's returned to this fight, but Thompson, he tried to 1 versus 2. General has the BKB, no lasso, and there's the Scardy Slow. No buybacks here for OG. Terrorblade shredding through your structures. Everything's coming crumbling down around OG's feet as No Tail is left.
On a fly. Let's see if he decides. Yeah, he's doing it. Buying the boots of travel, everything. He wants to be on that ending screen. He wants to be in. The Tombstone, and then
replacing the throne with a Tombstone. I've always wanted to fly.
From No Tail. Man, Navi is back.
Navi is absolutely back. 3-0.
That means first title. Alright, finally for Iceberg. You know, I think the man grinded. And the wall is on a fly, says Sam Sepasuwitz, means thank you all. I played a lot of pubs with these guys, so I know, you know, I learned a couple of words. Yeah, exactly. So, congratulations to Navi. Great performance today. Felt like, let's say, very one-sided